Everybody doing tonight? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and you're watching and/or listening to ABL Live. Thank y'all for joining me tonight. You could be almost anywhere in the world, but you're right here with me live on the show, and I appreciate y'all for that. We got a whole lot going on all over the internets, all over mainstream media, social media, everywhere, and I don't know where to start. First of all, we have the Trump rally in Butler, Pennsylvania that just happened tonight. Went right back to where they tried to take him, to where a guy intervened and said, nope, not today. You're not going to take this man away from the American people and the world. We'll talk about that a little bit more a little bit later. Also, we have FEMA whistleblowers talking about what's going on, misappropriation of funds. How do we have so many billions upon billions upon billions of dollars that go to the migrants, yet regular Americans? It's a struggle to get some help from the federales right now during a disaster. We'll talk about that a little bit more a little bit later. Also, the longshoreman strike, the dock workers strike has come to an end for now, at least until January 25. So there's no need to go to Costco and take all of the toilet paper. I mean, goodness gracious. How many hind parts you got to wipe in one household? We'll talk about that a little bit more a little bit later. Also, we have a crazy video from my main man, the Triple OG, James Klug, of an unhinged Kamala Harris supporter. And I know that the guy that you saw in that video, and that we're going to see a little bit later, you've seen him before in your regular everyday life. Also, speaking about people saying things and doing things on camera, what's going on with the MS-13 DNC guy admitting the obvious? We'll talk about all those things and more on tonight's episode of ABL Live. And again, thank y'all for being here. You guys are the best audience anywhere on these interwebs. If you like what you're hearing so far, if you enjoy the content in general, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. And a little bit of breaking news. We got an upset in college football. Y'all know I've not been watching sports a lot lately. I was a big sports fan. I was never really a college football fan, to be totally honest, but I was always a big sports fan. Basketball, number one. Then, of course, football, baseball, all of that kind of stuff. Okay, I'm a big fan. I used to even play FIFA, soccer game back in the day when I was a kid, so I'm into all kind of sports. But basketball, my number one sport. But it's become so fake and phony. Like with basketball, they're showing Bronny James highlights. This is LeBron James' son. He came into the NBA, got drafted because he's a pure Nepo baby. The guy is not an NBA player. He's a video game player at best, and that's fine. If you're a video game player and you're better at doing that than playing basketball, it is what it is, okay? If you can make a living from playing basketball or playing video games, then do it. If not, go out and pick up a CDL or a TWIC car, get on the base and drive them trucks, okay? Offload them ships. Do whatever you got to do to make money. But basketball is not in its nature. This dude turned the ball over, and the other team scored, but because he blocked one of the shots in the process of the other team scoring, they made it a highlight. I'm like, this is sports? Really? I'm watching this as a highlight? But to the breaking news, Alabama got beat by Vanderbilt. That's like all over my timeline right now. I'm seeing it right now in the comments. I just wanted to address the elephant in the room. So shout out to Vandy beating Alabama. I know that's a really, really big upset. And somebody said they thought they saw me at the game. That was not me at the game. It might have been one of my twin brothers or cousins I got out there. I got a lot of them. I have a lot of doppelgangers, okay? You know, I got them Black American, African features, so you're going to see it a lot. I've been confused with a million and one black guys, okay? Now, one thing I will tell you, don't confuse me with somebody on TV committing the crime, all right? If you're seeing cops or one of these shows like this, and they say, okay, unidentified black male, he had on the red polo shirt and a blue trucker hat, it's not me, okay? I don't get involved in no kind of criminality. So as long as I don't get confused with that, it's totally fine. You may see me at a college football game. You may see me throwing some toilet paper in the air at Costco for no reason. Maybe that's me. But committing crime, no way, Jose. But we're going to get to all of that. The toilet paper hoarding, the longshoreman strike, the FEMA $700. You know what? Hold on. There's so much I want to get into, but I want to show you guys just one picture before we get started. But before we get started, I might even have it in my lineup. I don't even know. But I got to show you guys this one picture before we get started. This kind of encapsulates the problem with the feds, with the government. So look at this. When your belt costs more than what you're giving hurricane victims. So you see Kamala right here with the, is that a pantsuit? I'm not sure what this is, but whatever. Blazer, white shirt, and pair of blue jeans. You see this, what's that, a Hermes, Hermes? I don't know all these European designers. Okay, the designers in my closet might as well be named Xi Jinping. It's all from China, unfortunately. But look at this right here. This belt costs $770. Now, what are the feds when they give you? What they should go out there and talk about? If you need some groceries because, you lost your house and the fridge with your groceries in it is at the bottom of the river somewhere up in the mountains in North Carolina. If you are in that category, you get $750 US for an entire household, and people are getting denied that kind of money. But hey, don't worry about it. Your vice president, your potential future president, God forbid, has on the belt that costs more than what she's going to give you. Okay? So that's what's going on. All right. Oh, yeah. And listen, the necklace, that's something else. I saw a necklace she wore that cost $60,000. Now, look, I'm not a mathematician. I ain't sharpest knife in the drawer. I'm not really all the way there. I'm a few crayons short of an entire 64 count box, right? I'm a few trees short of a forest, a few fries short of a Happy Meal. That's me. That's ABL. But I don't think you can afford that kind of jewelry on the president or vice president salary. $60,000. How much do you get paid? And if you do make enough to afford that, you get paid too much. You get paid too much. Hey, let me go to a corporate 9-to-5 type job and I produce her level of productivity. They're going to get me fired immediately. Okay. Matter of fact, I'm going to go to work, try to log on. Ain't nothing going to work. I go to the front gate. My pass ain't going to work. They're going to lock me out if I got that level of productivity going on. So, but yeah, feel comfortable knowing that just that belt right there costs more than what you're going to get. And you might not even get it. And that's for an entire household. Okay. But I digress. I'm getting triggered just now. Oh yeah. Is her husband a multimillionaire? You mean the wife beater, beating his wife, making her spin like Beetlejuice? Okay. Doing the whole 360, 720 spin on top of the shoulders, doing all this jazz right here. So that must be the reason why she overlooked the slapping the girlfriend at the black tie gala. That must be why she overlooked the allegation of him impregnating the nanny while he was married at 48 years old, getting her pregnant and making her delete the baby. Maybe that's what's going on. I don't really know. I don't really understand, but we'll get to that a little bit later. Hey, and I know I'm going to get a rocket scientist that says, hey, ABL, that shouldn't matter. You're talking about petty things. Are we talking about petty things? Because last I checked, didn't Trump actually get brought up on charges for the Stormy Daniels thing? So if what I'm talking about is petty, then so is what happened to Trump. So let's be petty. If you're going to be petty, let's go all the way with it. Let's not go halfway. Let's go all the way with it and be for real. But before I go any further and get any more triggered, we got a lot to get to. We got the Trump rally in Butler. And I think Elon Musk came out to the rally in Butler. I'm going to try to get that footage before we get started. But we got a lot going on. We got the Trump rally in Butler. We got the triggered Kamala supporter. We got a little bit of everything. But first things first, shout out to the sponsors as always. You guys being the number one sponsor for watching the show, retweeting, super chatting, whatever you're doing. I could not do the show without you. Shout out to you guys first and foremost. Also, shout out to patriotpost.us, your best source of news and information anywhere on these interwebs. Their link will always be in the box. Or just go to patriotpost.us in your browser. Tell them that ABL sent you. Also, go to my merch website, ablmerch.com. We got the hats, t-shirts, stickers, hoodies, mugs, and more right there on the website. ablmerch.com. These are also machine washable, really easy. Put them in your washing machine, get you a top loader, old school, or the regular front loader, which has a bunch of different moving parts. Throw it in there, regular setting, and you'll be good to go. Okay. Also, go to, but again, that's ablmerch.com. Again, ablmerch.com. Hats, t-shirts, stickers, hoodies, mugs, and more on the website. Also, go to my regular website, anthonyblogan.com. That is ANTHONY, the letter B, LOGAN.com. Go to the front page of the website, and for each video that I produce, I also write an article. And in each article, you have sources from the left, from the right, from the center, from the politically agnostic, from the local, national, international, whatever you want, I got it. All the sources, all the full video, everything uncut, I got it. As long as it's legal, it will be posted to the website, anthonyblogan.com. Also, go to the contact page, anthonyblogan.com/contact us. There you can find my email address, my snail mail address, my UPS box, of course, my social media accounts, my Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, never going to call it X, TikTok. Yes, I am on TikTok because the influencers on TikTok are a few brain cells short of an entire functioning apparatus upstairs. Okay, they a little bit empty up top of their head. So I'm there to bring a little bit of sanity to the platform on TikTok. Okay, as the old man, I am ancient. I am Joe Biden on TikTok. That's how old I am. But it's fine because somebody got to teach the youngins. All my links will be on the contact page of the website. And as I always say, if you're ever wondering if you're speaking to me or not on the internets, just double check and cross-reference the method of communication. My email is very easy. It's always on the website. And again, the website will be in the box. My email is contact@anthonyblogan.com. Not a Gmail address, nothing like that. It's my website. It's my name. It's really easy to find. If you are contacted by someone in the YouTube comments about some get-rich-quick scheme, about something that requires you to send them some money, Apple iTunes gift cards, cryptocurrency, anything like that, don't do it. It's not me. You are being scammed by somebody living in Lagos, Nigeria, or Kiev, Ukraine, okay? One of Volodymyr Zelensky's homeboys, one of his cousins, his third cousin on his grandma's side named Boris is going to be on the other end of the line, sounding like Rocky and Bullwinkle, okay? They're going to scam you, or it's going to be a guy on the other side of the line sounding like he, I don't know, maybe he, I don't want to say nothing crazy. He sounds like this, son. I don't want to say what he does for a living, but he sounds like this, okay? That's not me. I do not have an African accent at all. I am an American. I don't have an accent. I'm an American. No African accent at all. I beg you. So, if that is the voice you hear, or you hear Boris and Natasha on the other end, I promise it's not me. Don't get scammed. Don't nobody got no time for that. All righty? But we got a whole lot to get to. There's a whole lot going on. Say you need a borscht recipe. Hey, you know who has the borscht recipe? Them scammers in the comments. Hey, rather than talking to the scammers in the comments about how to get robbed of all your money, all your life savings, ask them for a borscht recipe or a fufu recipe. Get them traditional African dishes or them traditional Eastern European, Slavic dishes. You can find that out from them rather than giving all your money away. All right. But yeah, we got a whole lot to get to. First, the rally. And I wanted to find if I could see the Elon, because I think Elon was at the rally in Butler. Let me see if he did show up or not. All right. Oh, yeah, here we go. We got a good picture. Wait. Okay, we got a good picture. And then I think we got a few words from the OG. All right, there we go. Shout out Shaney Rich for posting the full video of Elon. But I think first we got a picture. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I want to see a lot more of this. I want to see a lot more of this. All right, we got Elon, we got Trump, and we got JD Vance. These guys are all pretty tall because Trump, I've seen Trump in person. He's a good 6'1", 6'2". He'll say he's 6'3". That's fine. We give him 6'3". Okay. I might say I'm 6'3" as well, although I had a girl fact check me on being 6'3", talking about something. It's giving 6'2". I'm like, for real. You want to just dock an inch away from my height? Is that what we're going to do? How petty is that? But I digress. But yeah, big fan of Elon, big fan of Trump, and I'm a really big fan of J.D. Vance. J.D. Vance I like a lot. Cool guy, very intelligent, understands how to operate, understands how to dominate a situation. Alpha male, I like him a lot. And he's young. He's 40 years old. So by the time Trump is done with his next term here in 2028, J.D. Vance will be 44 years old. So that's perfect. Already married, got little kids. So the kids going to grow up in the White House after Trump, because it'll be easy. Okay, you get Trump in there, things kind of get back to normal, and then you pass the torch. Who are they going to have in 2028 to run? Nobody. It's going to be J.D. leading the pack. So yeah, shout out to them. And this is at the rally in Pennsylvania, or near the rally in Pennsylvania. All right. So somebody says Vance Musk 2028. Hey, that might be the ticket. Or really, the ticket, in my opinion, is obviously Vance and my man Vivek Ramaswamy, because Vivek already knows J.D. Vance from college, and they're from the same area of Ohio, Cincinnati, that particular region. I think J.D. Vance is from outside of Cincinnati, and of course, he's originally from Appalachia, like me. So we kind of got that in common. We're born in Appalachia and got ties to Appalachia, but we kind of grew up adjacent to it. That's J.D. And I think Vivek grew up in Cincinnati proper. All right. So yeah, shout out to them. But we got more. We have more. All right. So
American astronauts into space. Come here. Take over, Elon. Just take over.
Now, you know what? The jumping around you just did at the beginning, I don't want to hear any of the mainstream media talk about that in a negative way at all, because I didn't see Tampon Tim do a full ballerina twirl, a Miss America twirl, a Miss Universe twirl for no reason, doing the crazy little. I remember that. I remember that very well. So I don't want to see a word from the media about Elon jumping around. Hey, for every Elon jumping around, I got 15 Tim Waltz doing a ballerina twirl, a Miss America Beyonce hand wave. Anyway, let's check them out.
Hi, everyone. As you can see, I'm not just MAGA, I'm dark MAGA. Well, first of all, I want to say what an honor it is to be here. And, the true test of someone's character is how they behave under fire. And we had one president who couldn't climb a flight of stairs, and another who was fist pumping after getting shot.
Hey, right on. So far. As far as the whole stairs thing, I read somewhere that Biden refused to get on the ship, like as a naval, like it was a docked ship, because the stairs were too high or was too many. I think it was too many stairs, too many steps on the stairs.
Fight! Blood coming down the face. Now, America is the home of the brave. And there's no truer test than courage under fire. So who do you want representing America? Yeah, absolutely. And I think this election, I think it's the most important election of our lifetime. This is no ordinary election. The other side wants to take away your freedom of speech. They want to take away your right to bear arms. They want to take away your right to vote effectively. You got 14 states now that don't require voter ID. California, where I used to live, is just passed a law banning voter ID for voting. I still can't believe that's real. So how are you supposed to have a proper election if there's no ID? It's just meaningless.
So yeah, shout out to Elon. I ain't gonna play the whole thing. It's a pretty long video because obviously it's part of his speech at the rally. But yeah, I love it. And we have the dark MAGA hat. I need to get one of those for myself and probably put it on the store and make it for myself. But yeah, love the dark MAGA hat. Love the whole outfit. I love everything. This is what I want to see. And Elon is a resourceful person. He was able to help with the Starlink situation in Western North Carolina to get communication with people who have lost communication in the rural area. So shout out to him. Shout out to him. Shout out to Trump. Now we got more from the actual rally, but let's go back. Let's go back to how this whole thing started. Remember the rally in Butler, Pennsylvania, where Trump actually got shot. And this moment, the media doesn't really want to address. They don't want to talk about it because as much as they say Trump is inciting violence, the violence that we see is left to right. Nobody's been trying to shoot Joe Biden or Kamala Harris, and they shouldn't. But we have not one but two attempts that we know of on Trump. Then we got another leftist shot Steve Scalise, almost deleted him. And other Republicans, a guy that was motivated by Bernie Sanders, another leftist. Then you have Black Lives Matter, Antifa, all left, far left groups attacking everybody, burning down cities, little kids, old people, Sequoia Turner, David Dorn, all these people that have been killed, assaulted, had their lives changed by far leftists. But the media will say it's the conservatives who are inciting violence. It's the conservatives who are sowing division. As far as I know, it's not been these conservative people going out here and crashing out in the name of politics, crashing out on political people, crashing out on a city. That's just not really what's happening. They tried to make that one school shooter or a Trump supporter. That didn't work out too much. But let's go back to the moment where God, in my opinion, intervened. That moment right there, you can't script it. People talking about it was fake. I mean, come on. You cannot script that moment. Like, somebody actually died at the rally. RIP to Corey Comparatori, prayers out to his family. But you can't script this. You can't make this stuff up. And then let's see how close Trump was. Look at this. Look at how close he was. That could have hit him right in his head and it would have been over. He just slightly shifted his head. Like I said before, the bullet was like right here. He went like this, just enough. It might have been like that, and it hit his ear. Look how close that is, man. And tell me God ain't real. It's impossible. Like, he literally dodged a bullet. He literally dodged a bullet. I've never seen it before in my life. I've never seen anything like that in my entire life. Sometimes you see things you can't explain. What else can you say other than like a divine intervention? What else can you say? You will see somebody get involved in an accident where the vehicle flips 100 times and they come out completely unscathed. The vehicle is crumpled up like a sheet of homework in the garbage. It looks like nobody could have escaped at all, let alone be unscathed. But that's how it happens sometimes. Yeah, that's how it happens. So yeah, all I can say, look, all I can do is just give you my opinion and my point of view. Okay? Like, somebody got an illustration of it right here. That's really, what else can you say other than you got an angel on your shoulder and say, nope, we're not going to do that today. Yeah, like, what they tried everything. They tried to delete him. They tried to lock him up. They tried all kind of stuff. Ain't nothing working. They tried to weaponize the media against them. They tried to divide us in the media for the purposes of propping up a leftist. They want to scare us, make us be divided, and make us try to identify Trump as a common enemy that we got to rally against. But really, it backfired. It backfired. And we'll get to that in a minute. But, you know, some people it didn't really backfire for. Some people are still lost in the sauce. We'll get to that a little bit more a little bit later. I'm going to play a little bit from the actual rally. Then we'll keep on rocking and rolling. Oh, the anime version. You want to see that? Let me see if I got it right quick. Oh, look at that right there. See, shout out to Twitter. Hey, Elon Musk, hear me very well. Just pay me some attention right now, Elon. Do not let Twitter go. Keep Twitter. I need it, man. It's like a vital resource. It's like a newspaper. It's an electronic newspaper from all over. If you have all the newspapers of the world coming together, putting out stories, videos, pictures in one platform, and you're able to search and you're able to archive and you can download straight away, there's nothing like it when it comes to news gathering. Because I got a lot of sources I get my news from. I get a Google newsletter from Google Trends. I have paid subscriptions to certain websites, New York Times, Washington Post, New York Post, Huffington Post. I got all of that. I have a lot of different things just to be, I pay for YouTube Premium. I pay for a lot of different things just to get my news. I don't even mind paying the $8 on Twitter because I make that back. So it's pretty much free. But yeah, it's a vital resource for me. But here's the anime version to my, I don't know if it was a male or a female who asked for it, but here's the anime version of the attack on Trump for you guys who have not seen it. And if you want to see it again, let's watch it right now.
我が心と行動に一点の曇りなし。すべてが正義だ。ドジャーンドジャーンドジャーン一体何のつもりなんだ遺体はこのバレンタインのことを好いてくれて
This moment you can't actually make up. You can't make this stuff up at all. And matter of fact, that's the anime version. I also have the corrido, the Mexican folklore song. I got that too, because that's something that's kind of, I put it on my Instagram. It's pretty much been going viral for a long time. People always comment on it. People love it. Shout out to my Mexican homies. Yeah, they love this right here. All right, hold on. Let me put it on the screen for you right quick. And if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. All right, let's go ahead and watch this.
Really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
El blanco, darle muerte al objetivo. ¿Quién sabe por qué razón?
Now, I ain't gonna play the whole thing, but you find it on my Instagram page. It's back in July. I ain't gonna play the whole thing, but yeah, shout out to my Mexican homies. Shout out to all the Spanish speakers. Like, this event that happened to Trump, it's a worldwide phenomenon. You know, things that happen here in the United States, they reverberate all over the world. All over the world. We saw the anime. Got the Mexican corridor. I'm sure it's the Indian guy right now praying to Trump on a tree stump somewhere with a picture of him carved into the wood. Like, it's serious, man. It's not a game at all. Kamala does not have that level of, it just ain't there, man. You're talking about like a folk hero versus like a regular lady. It just ain't the same thing, you know? So yeah, shout out to the Mexicans. Shout out to the Japanese. Shout out to everybody. All right, let's watch some of the rally here. It's a little bit, not too much.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the next president of the United States, President Donald J. Trump.
All the things were gone. I'd worked for all my life, and I had to start again. Just my children and my wife. Thank my lucky stars to be living here today. 'Cause the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
Now, shout out to Trump coming back to Butler, Pennsylvania, right where he almost lost his life not long ago. And shout out to Secret Service. I'm seeing dudes out here look like they don't skip a day in the gym at all ever. These guys looking like complete He-Man, Lou Ferrigno, Ronnie Coleman. These guys ain't playing no games. And thankfully, I'm not trying to see some lady fumbling with the pistol, trying to get it in the holster after the president gets attacked. I don't want to see that. I want to see guys who eat steroids for breakfast, who train with their gun every morning and night and the evening and lunchtime. I want to see those guys out there protecting my man, 100%. So yeah, shout out to Trump. Let's keep on rocking and rolling. I will play the whole rally, but we don't got that much time. Y'all know how it is. You know, I have zero time. Now, Vance was there. Let's hear from Vance a little bit, and we're going to keep on rocking and rolling.
Just look at everything they've done to President Trump. First, they tried to silence him. When that didn't work, they tried to bankrupt him. When that didn't work, they tried to jail him. And with all the hatred they have spewed at President Trump, it was only a matter of time before somebody tried to kill him. And that's exactly what happened, not just here in Butler, Pennsylvania, but just a few weeks later in Florida. 3 weeks ago, while these guys still go out there and attacking him as a threat to democracy, another gunman armed with an AK-47 style rifle tried to finish the job. Just look at
So there we go. So, I mean, again, what he's saying, right on point. Right on point. And J.D. Vance, again, he's really, really good. 2028 to, 2036, we're going to have a great 8 years, pardon me, of J.D. Vance. A great 4 years, then another great 4 years after that. Because who do the Democrats have that's going to be able to compete against Trump and J.D. Vance? And they don't have anybody. They have nobody. Now, let's go back to this video is kind of going viral right now. And again, shout out to James Klug on YouTube, Instagram, wherever you find him. KLUG. And the U has umlauts on top. So that's the ooh sound, right? Klug, not Klug. Maybe I'm wrong. Y'all let me know. But anyway, let's watch some of this. Now, this gentleman he's going to interview and his family, I know. Matter of fact, if the guy that we're going to see is in your family, not literally, I'm not saying, do you recognize this man, but do you recognize the energy? Do you recognize that feeling that he gives you? Is this your uncle, your cousin, your brother, your sister, your brother-in-law? Who is this man in your family? Watch.
Okay, so you guys are in the perfect attire. we got the Kamala Harris merch right here.
Absolutely.
We voting for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris?
Are you kidding? Kamala Harris.
Definitely Kamala Harris.
In the house, yes.
Why is that? Why are we voting for Kamala Harris?
Well, number one, she talks about what we've lived. I'm an educator some 40 years. And what we've lived is lifting people up, not tearing them down. And he seems to specialize in that, tearing people down. And I am the absolute opposite. and he epitomizes everything that I've stood against and everything that I've trained and worked with my students to do. And that is to lift up one another and to achieve greatness and great heights and be told that they can always do well and do the best. And do the best and be the best.
Yeah. And
you know what? See, this guy, an educator for 40 years. 40 years as an educator, as a teacher. Now, this is part of what the mainstream media did. They poison guys like this. So then they go out there and poison the children that they teach. Or if he's teaching older kids, I'm not really sure. Whoever he's teaching, he's poisoning with this kind of mentality. Now, you made a T-shirt, President Kamala Harris 2025. And it's so weird. You know what I think? Obviously, if she was to be elected, it wouldn't be in 2025. She would become inaugurated, God forbid, in 2025. But she would be elected in November 2024. But you know why I think it says 2025 right there is because he's been brainwashed with Project 2025 over and over again. The left talk about Project 2025 more than anyone on the right ever could because they want to scare guys like this with that rhetoric. You see what I'm saying? So that's why that number's probably in his brain because it's been beat into his brain every night while watching MS-13 and seeing things of that nature. And again, who does this guy represent in your family? Do you know a guy like this? Is he your coworker? Is he your brother-in-law? Who is this guy to you?
Guys, she's obviously been heavily involved in the Biden administration. What was your favorite accomplishment of hers as Vice President of the United States?
As Vice President of the United States, she was bold enough to go to the border and tell people to stay home. People forget that.
So the don't come. But as I was saying in my previous video, we have 8.7 million documented border encounters during the Biden-Harris administration since January 21. I'm talking about people that have been processed at the border, not the gotaways, just the border encounters, not even including the expired visas, not even including those who came into the country and went past all of that. Just those who have been processed, 8.7 million under Trump for the entire 4-year term, not just 3.5 years that we have data for under the Kamala Harris administration, the Biden-Harris administration. What, 2.1 to 2.4 million under Trump for the whole 4 years, 8.7 million and counting under Kamala. So the whole don't come thing didn't work. Now, did it, sir? No, I see your face. You like, hey, that was a zinger. I got him. I think not.
and in fact, more so, there are a lot of people who are misinformed, and there's a lot of misinformation going around. And so
now somebody asked, are those his daughters? No, like, okay, that's his wife right there, clearly. And the person right there is probably his daughter because you got the face censored. And I won't try to be funny. I think she might be special needs. That's kind of what I'm looking at when I see her, but maybe I'm wrong.
Let's set the record straight, if I may. And that is, Trump didn't give you a dime, people. That was the Joe Biden, Kamala Harris administration that gave you $2,300 and $1,500. No one else.
And then Klug fact checked that. It says pandemic stimulus payments were issued April 2020 and December 2020 under President Trump. And then remember the whole thing? He put his name on it. Matter of fact, I think I still got one. I ain't going to show it, but I think I still got it in here somewhere. And it has Trump's name on it. I would do a live fact check, but I think I might have that somewhere else. Hold on. Do I have it in here? Yes, I do have it. All righty. Now, I'm not going to show you my address. I'm going to show you. Hold on. Can I show this? I can show it. Yep. This right here, you're not going to be able to see it. See right there? Economic impact, President Donald J. Trump. United States Treasury. This is a stimulus check from back then. Okay. That's what it says on there. President Donald J. Trump. It says it right here. I got the paperwork. I got the documents right in front of you.
Stop playing. This is not a game.
Hey, I got a question for you. When it comes to the border, Kamala Harris overlooking the border, telling them not to come, that is seemingly more of a sore subject when it comes to this administration. Worst border crisis in American history. And when she visited the border, she didn't visit the spot where the border crisis was happening. What are your thoughts about that? Is that something to tout for this for Kamala Harris when this is the worst border crisis in American history that we've seen under this administration? What do you think?
And more misinformation. And from you. That's funny.
Wait, I'm sorry.
Let's make it clear.
Yeah.
All right.
Clarify.
Just so you understand.
I don't think that was misinformation.
The Biden, it is.
You guys, let's take a few moments to talk about my.
All right, that's his ad right there. I'm gonna just skip forward a little bit.
Back to this video.
The Biden administration inherited that border crisis. You remember the one that Trump said that he was going to build a big wall? I think he made it about 5 feet.
There wasn't a border crisis under Trump. I mean, there's always an issue with people coming to the border and you trying to repel against it, but it wasn't the crisis that it is right now. 2.4 million at the most documented crossings under Trump compared to 8.7 million border crossings documented under Biden-Harris. Obviously, there's an exponential rise in the amount of illegal aliens coming in. And also, as I was saying, stopping the illegal immigration, migrant crisis, whatever you want to call it, is not just about building a physical barrier. It's about not having incentives like thousands upon thousands of free money. You're talking about straight up cash, EBT, all of that, housing, jobs, everything. We do everything possible to attract these people here under the current administration. And we do everything possible to not deport them. Texas wants to have their own border security. You got the feds getting in the way, suing, blocking, going to court, all that kind of stuff over the border. They want it to be open. That was not the case under President Trump.
Not just that. It was so garbage that I think I could have made it through that wall. All I had to do was just open the door. But not just that. It was also done in a situation where they were advocating, not just advocating, but they also had a bill that they were going to strengthen the border. And in fact, that bill didn't even come from them. Yeah. It came from Congress, and they were with the bill prepared to sign. They negotiated and everything else. And guess what? Donald Trump called up all his buddies and said, don't vote for it because I want them to seem like failures. Guess what?
Mind if I ask you?
They're not. They're not failures. And in fact, when Donald Trump
How did they inherit the border crisis, if you don't mind me asking?
Refused to put out that vaccine for the coronavirus and killed some 658,000 people. My friends that I went to college with also included. When that happened, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris came in office and put that vaccine out.
I'll leave it right there. I ain't gonna play the whole thing, but that guy is unhinged. Job scary a little bit. I run a guy like that and you start getting amped up, I'd be like, hey man, I ain't trying to fight, but if you get too close, it could be something else. But yeah, do you have people like that in your family, in your life? Is anyone kind of unhinged like that over politics? Listen, I enjoy a political discussion, a political debate, but if you have this look in your eyes, hey man, I don't want no smoke. I don't want no smoke. All right. Wherever you made that t-shirt at, your little silk press you got in your basement, you probably got a bunch of iron chains and restraints to lock somebody up in there for a long time if they're not on your good side. So I'm cool on that, big boss. I'm cool on that. And whatever kind of classroom you in, God bless the kids because they're going to need as much protection as possible. Yeah, that's a little unhinged. You know, I've had some discussions and some debates on these interwebs and in person, but I ain't never looked like that. I ain't never did all that right there. So yeah, shout out to him. And again, shout out to my main man, James Klug, for that one. Yeah. All right. But it was a mess. It was a whole complete mess. Yeah, that's a look. The wrong election year. But again, y'all know what it is. The 2025 comes from him being talked about, from him being brainwashed with Project 2025 propaganda. That's what that is. Now, Doug Emhoff. Hold on. Doug Emhoff, the alleged wife beater, beat his wife, made her spin like a dreidel. No pun intended. No racism intended. Made her spin like Beetlejuice. Made her do all of that good stuff. Hold on. Let me get myself together over here with my focus. Now, Doug Emhoff is Kamala Harris's husband. Why does she not have his last name? Hey, who knows? Whatever, right? So this guy allegedly back in 2012 beat his then girlfriend at a black tie gala in front of a crowd of people. Hit her so hard, slapped her in the face so hard, she did a whole 360, spun around like Beetlejuice, like whatever, right? Now, in 2015, he gets married to Kamala. Okay, just a little timeline. Now, how old is Doug Emhoff? I think he's 61, 59. He'll be 60 on the 13th of this month in October. So let's just say he's 60. All right. So a little bit of quick math. This is the year 2024. 2012 was 12 years ago. So he was 48 years old, beating his girlfriend at a black tie gala. Old enough to know better. I'm not saying it's an excuse at any age to be beating some lady upside her head because you're upset that she's flirting with somebody or any other reason. But I'm saying you can't even use the excuse, oh, we were young and dumb and all this and that. You were a full-grown man who already had a wife and kids at that point. You had already been married and divorced with kids at that point at age 48. So you were way too old to be doing something like that, allegedly. Now, I know it's an allegation. I know he's not been locked up. But remember somebody else who was accused of beating somebody who did not get locked up for beating somebody? Jonathan Majors. Remember him? Kane the Conqueror. Remember him? My man, he played in Creed alongside Michael B. Jordan. Yeah, Jonathan Majors. Now, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, let me just give you a brief recap of what's going on. And we're going to show a video that you may have seen. It got a lot of views, a lot of attention. It got a whole lot. Hold on. Let me just go back to this right here. Jonathan Majors. All right. So this is Jonathan Majors, of course. That's him. And, you know, he was a rising movie star. He's still going to be okay. He's going to be okay. He's going to be fine. But he was a rising star. And it looked like everything fell apart. Marvel, look, he lost pretty much everything. Marvel said, no more Kane the Conqueror, no more movie roles. Anything you got in production, we're going to go ahead and stop it. All because of an allegation of him beating the white lady up that he was dating, scratching her finger or something like this right now. Let's go to the video that has like 500,000 views on TMZ. Of him running from the young lady in question one night because he did not want to get caught up in a situation where he's being accused of beating this white girl up. You're a black guy, some big hulking, steroid eating looking black guy beating the white girl up. You are going to get your boots smoked in court. All right. So there's a vehicle. There's some kind of discussion, some kind of kerfuffle right here in the car. And then he eventually is going to get out of the car. And look, he's trying to walk normal, then he starts jogging away. Hey, don't touch me. I don't want nothing to do with it. I'm jogging away. Okay. Now this guy had to go to court. He was going to court for, I felt like it might have been years. Maybe I'm exaggerating. Had to go to court, lost everything. And people still say that he is an abuser despite the video of him trying to escape, trying to run away, and of her being the aggressor. So I say all that to say this. If we're going to have Jonathan Majors on camera running from the white lady and still having everything taken away, having his life ruined, then I want to see a little bit of the press on the allegations against Doug Emhoff, because it's the exact same thing. Am I wrong or right? Y'all let me know in the comments. Am I wrong or right? All I want is fair treatment. I don't want you to get a slap on the wrist or no coverage because you are the vice president's husband. The same kind of way, if you are the president's son and you like to smoke crack for a living and you had a pistol that's illegal, you should go to prison too. If a regular person, regardless of what color you are, black, white, Puerto Rican, Candy stripe, if you smoke crack on camera with an illegal pistol, you're going to the penitentiary. If you are accused of beating your girlfriend in front of a crowd of people at a black tie gala, there might be a little investigation and there might be some press if you are an important person, correct? But anyway, I'm getting triggered. So let me go ahead and just play the whole Doug Emhoff kerfuffle. And of course, you know, the reason why he was running away from her is because he didn't want to get caught up in the allegation of beating this white lady up. Because you saw what happened. Even though he didn't do it, he still lost everything. So imagine if he did do it, he would have been in the penitentiary. But Doug Emhoff can do it and it's fine, right?
Doug Emhoff, Vice President Kamala Harris's husband, has been praised by Democrats for being a role model husband who manifests a different, softer, masculine energy. But that image may be getting more complicated.
Somebody said maybe he robbed her and she was chasing him. No, he did not rob her. That was Jonathan Majors, an actor. That was his girlfriend at the time. They had a dispute over a phone or something like this. He was trying to get away from her and she was chasing him because he didn't want to get involved in any kind of confrontation that could lead to him having everything taken away from him. That's what happened.
What is an explosive allegation from the right-leaning Daily Mail? Emhoff allegedly hit a former girlfriend in 2012.
3 friends of the ex-girlfriend gave the scoop to the online website. They recounted the 2012 incident occurred at a film festival in France. The story in the Daily Mail went on to say that the second gentleman slapped his ex's face so hard she spun around.
According to the Daily Mail, one of the friends said the ex, whose name was not released, called him in tears immediately after and described the alleged assault. Rising reached out to Harris's office, but we have not gotten a response.
The story was picked up by the New York Post. News Nation's Chris Cuomo weighed in on the media's coverage of this, or lack thereof, on his Wednesday night program. Let's watch.
If the name were Trump instead of Emhoff,
oh boy,
it would be all over the news. Daily Mail, echoed by the New York Post, has a story. Doug Emhoff, Kamala Harris's husband, accused of striking a woman he was on a date with at the Cannes Film Festival back in 2012. They had been drinking, and he didn't like how she talked to the valet. He smacked her. She smacked him back. Ordinarily, I don't care about these stories. You could say, well, there may have been an assault. Well, she didn't go to the police. He's not really running. But again, if it were Trump or anyone related to him, it would be on every TV show that is on right now.
So there we go. And then the craziest part is that the media have been touting Doug Emhoff as this perfect guy, the model husband, all this and that. But yet you allegedly beating your girlfriend up at 48 years old in front of everybody at a black tie event in Paris or wherever you were in France. And then allegedly you got your nanny pregnant while you were married with children, made her delete the baby and sign an NDA, and you paid her 80 grand to shut up. But didn't somebody get prosecuted for doing something that wasn't even that bad? You see, the allegation against Trump is that he paid off Stormy Daniels because they had an affair, although there was no coercion to abortion. There was no sexual assault. There was nothing. It was a mutual relationship, allegedly. He paid her some money through Michael Cohen, allegedly, to keep it quiet. And they're trying to get him locked up for that. But he can do it. Obviously, you want to do something like that to protect your image and of your wife, who is a vice president and could become president. So wouldn't that be in the same category? But hey, you could do whatever you want when you're on the other side, and it's fine. It's totally fine. Okay? Is it the same woman? No. Nope. The one woman was his girlfriend in 2012. The other was a nanny while he was married. So, nah, 2 different timelines, 2 different women. So if this is how you treat women, I'm wondering, is Kamala okay? Is she getting whooped at night? What's going on? I don't know. I have no idea. But hey, it is what it is. So shout out to Doug Emhoff and shout out to everybody out there that believes in one system of justice, one tier of it rather than multiple tiers. Hey, you're a conservative person, whether you black, white, rich, poor, you're going to get treated like this. You're a liberal person, you can help us. Hey, man, do whatever you want. Smoke crack, beat women up. It's all good. You could just do whatever and you won't get any kind of trouble. Regular normie, hey, man, if your house is taken away by a hurricane, here's $700. Take that. Take that. And then the money that we don't have, that we say we need, we're going to spend on migrants instead of you. That's what's going on. Now, this was a scene at a Costco. I'm not really sure, but I'm pretty sure this might have been a scene at every Costco in the USA to a certain extent. The hoarding.
This is beyond crazy It's just turned 10 o'clock, and the line for Costco is both sides of the building. Both sides of the building, which is crazy.
Now, y'all be honest. Be honest. Did y'all do this? Did y'all do the hoarding of toilet paper? Did y'all do this for real? Okay, some of the main things people were buying. They were buying big bags of rice, toilet paper, paper towels, all kind of paper products. That's what they buy immediately. Now, look, I understand we got the scar of COVID fresh, but what are y'all doing? First of all, do you even need that? How many hot parts you got to wipe? How many messes you got to clean up with a paper towel rather than a rag or something like this? Do we not have any towels or rags anymore? Is that a thing that's like a lost? I got a lot of microfiber and just regular rags that I wash. Yeah, you can reuse microfiber towels. Just use it, clean up with it, put it in the washing machine. Same thing for a regular hand towel. Just wash it. It's okay. It's totally fine. The same way you do with your regular bath towels, the microfiber, your rags, throw that in the washing machine, you be good money. But yeah, don't do this. And the funny part is that this is all made in the USA, so the longshoreman strike wasn't even going to affect it. It wasn't going to affect it because these are not products that have to get shipped from a boat. These things are made right here in the States. So it's like, what are you even doing? I mean, how many hot parts you need to wipe? Like, you're totally not going to need to hoard all that. You know, but I understand, you know, the C-19 thing had us scared, but that's not even what's going on here. And it's over. The strike is over. I figured it'll only last for a little while. It's just part of contract negotiation. The stores are already ready. They were already stocked up for the potential shortage. People coming out and just shock buying. All right. Yeah, people just coming out and buying because they're afraid. You know, and speaking about being afraid, some people are still traveling with COVID-19 in mind. All right.
This is how I travel as a COVID conscious person. First, I use Covixol nasal spray before going to the airport, and I mask in the Uber, of course, and I always mask in the airport. When I get on the plane, I wipe down as much as I can with Clorox wipes, and I use my Pure Enrichment air purifier for the plane. I wait a little bit to eat after everyone else gets their snacks, and I plan to do as much of my activities outside as possible. When I get home, I wear a mask and test a few days in a row, and this is how I travel.
I mean, look, if you are that conscious about COVID, you could wait a little bit before you eat something, right? I mean, you don't have to eat the candy bar right there on the plane. You could just skip that and you'd be totally fine. You're not going to die of starvation. If it's like that, why would you be putting on the mask and be so serious about it to the point where you're putting stuff up your nose and all this jazz, and then take the mask down to eat a chocolate bar and put it back up? Now you're going to have all the smudge from the chocolate on your mask. Because you're touching the chocolate with your fingers, you're going to have that on your mask. And then while you're chewing, at a certain point, you're going to have your mouth open a little bit while you're chewing. So that smudge from your chocolate is going to get right on your mask, and you're going to wear that all throughout the flight. So I don't really understand.
Travel as a COVID conscious person. First, I use Covixol nasal spray before going to the airport, and I mask in the Uber, of course, and I always mask in the airport. When I get on the plane, I wipe down as much as I can with Clorox wipes, and I use my Pure Enrichment air purifier for the plane. I wait a little bit to eat after everyone else gets their snacks, and I plan to do as much of my activities outside as possible. When I get home, I wear a mask and test a few days in a row, and this is how
But look, though, the thing about the test, it's like, what's that going to do? I mean, from the beginning, I was like, what's the test going to do? Like, if you got it, you got it. Ain't no cure. The vax don't do nothing. So what's the test going to do? I mean, if you start sneezing and coughing, just do like a regular person and get some chicken noodle soup, orange juice, and go to bed. Get some water, go to bed, be hydrated, and just do that. That's what I would do. That's my advice to anybody that thinks they're sick. You don't got to be putting Q-tips in your nose. And by the way, I got that test one time, the Q-tip test. They had the longest Q-tip in the world. The Q-tip was a good foot long Q-tip up your nose. It's like, are you guys trying to touch my brain? Must I like risk brain damage to get tested for this thing that you can't do anything about anyway. If I got it, I got it. It is what it is. You can't actually help me. So, like I said, orange juice, water, chicken noodle soup, go to bed. Yeah, ginger tea. Somebody said honey and tea. That's all you need. The vax don't help at all. We know that. If anything, the vax will give you a whole nother problem. Now you're going to have what they call that, myocarditis and blood clots and things of this nature. All right, now, here we have some of the migrants, some of the Haitian migrants complaining about how hard it is to actually work. Now, I want to play this, and I kind of want to have a take that might be a little different than what you may expect, maybe.
Immigrants from Haiti had hoped to build a better future, but from the moment they arrived, they said promises of a decent place to stay temporarily fell by the wayside. They asked not to be identified and spoke through an interpreter.
When I got here, it was really late the day, and they put us in a room with 7 or 8 people. It was only one bed.
The immigrants said they first heard about what was supposed to be the promise of good jobs and good living on a TikTok post. The union says there are hundreds of immigrants from both Haiti and West Africa being treated unfairly at the plant.
Whenever I have my hand swelling or I have any kind of medical conditions on my hand and I'm not able to work, supervisor and management are giving me a lot of pressure to work.
And they said there was a lot of pressure to work quickly.
Who is supposed to get a better living condition, us or the cows that we are killing?
Immigrants from Haiti had hoped to build a better future, but from the moment they arrived, they said promises of a decent place to stay temporarily.
So look, check it out. The migrants complaining because, you know, the work is hard and they don't have anywhere to stay. But look, that's the whole point, though. That's the whole point. That's why, see, this is what I'm talking about. This is the reason why Americans don't want to do these jobs, because look how they get treated. Y'all are pretty much slaves over here. You guys are being used as slave labor, essentially. Now, I know somebody in the comments, ABL, is that the same thing? It's not like us. Okay, I get it. Let's not get offended. Let's not get too triggered, but understand what I mean. The whole purpose of slavery is to have cheap labor, the cheapest possible labor. That's the point, the bottom line. So these guys are as close to having slaves in 2024 as you're going to get in the USA, at least. You go over to China, India, it's a whole different ball of wax. But over here, they're pretty much being used as slave labor. All right, we're going to import y'all from some third world country. You have no money at all. We're going to pay you the least amount legally possible, and we're going to stick you in this house with 15 adults. And it might be 800 square foot. Make it work. Y'all got one toilet. See, Americans ain't trying to get treated like that, but they could treat them like that. Which is why when you may want to go apply for a job in a place like Springfield, Ohio, or Pennsylvania, Charleroi, outside of Pittsburgh, when you want to be a regular person and apply for a job there, they may overlook you and get the migrant. Why? Because they can mistreat the migrant. They don't have any rights. They're not going to complain, really. You see the guy complaining, not even trying to show his face. Why? Because they don't want to leave, but at the same time, they want to try to get some rights. You know what you're going to get? You know what rights you can get? You could take a right and take another right and go straight back to where you came from. How about that? How about that? And let things go back to normal rather than y'all trying to reintroduce slave labor into the country. Slavery was abolished 1865. We don't do that anymore over here. But they're trying to bring that back and make it be a thing. Let's not. Yeah, we're not going to do the whole slave labor thing no more. We're past that. It's just not what we do. Oh, and I played this last time, but I got to play it again. This was Corey Lewandowski going on CNN with Jim Acosta. And Jim Acosta was famously there when the whole CNN sucks chant started ringing out. And I think, didn't Acosta get really scared at the whole CNN sucks thing? Hold on. I gotta show that. I remember that very well. CNN sucks. Yeah.
With the Mueller investigation.
And then the title of this video from CNN back, what was this? This was 2018. CNN reporter Jim Acosta heckled at Trump rally. Remember this?
Investigation's first trial now underway. President Trump and his lawyers seem to be cooking up a new defense slogan of their own. The president will hold, by the way, a campaign rally shortly down in Tampa, Florida.
All right, hold on.
For us. So, Jim, what's the latest?
Right. Well, President Trump is in Florida tonight to do some campaigning ahead of the midterm elections, but the president and his team are still busy trying to get their story straight on the Russia investigation. Mr. Trump is now echoing his lawyers who have gone from saying there was no collusion during the 2016.
I'm going to go ahead a little bit. I think the CNN sucks might start right around here.
White House closed out the month of July without holding a briefing for reporters today. That means the White House has held only 3 briefings for the press this month and 8 total since the end of May. There is no other way to describe what the White House is.
This was when they realized they lost the people, because for a long time, the mainstream media had a stranglehold on the people. But right here, when they're openly criticizing you on air, you know you lost it. You know that it's pretty much a wrap as far as the trust that we have in the mainstream media.
Doing these days, Wolf, top officials, including the president, are hiding from the press. And Wolf, just to give you a sense as to what's happening right now, you can hear there is a chorus of boos and other chants from this Trump crowd here in Tampa.
Other chants? You mean like CNN sucks? Go ahead and say it, Jim Acosta. And again, if this is old video from 2018, but I'm showing it to show you what he's talking about now in a minute. Y'all hang tight.
Florida, they're saying things like CNN sucks, go home, and fake news.
Yeah.
Wolf, obviously, all of those things are false. We're staying right here. We're going to do our job and report on this rally to all of our viewers here tonight. Wolf.
All righty, so there we go. There's Jim Acosta back then. Now, here's Jim Acosta right now, 2024, speaking to Corey Lewandowski. Check it out.
I can say, Jim, I can say that 13,099 murderers were let into this country, 16,000 rapists, 425,000 people in the last 4 years have been let into this country by Kamala Harris and Joe Biden's own Customs and Border Protection that are running around this country, Jim.
The other thing, too, it's Kamala
committing
Harris.
crimes.
I don't know. Why do you guys say Kamala? That is, it's Kamala Harris.
Jim, we know that they're committing crimes against Americans. Why can't these individuals talk about the individuals who've been killed by illegal immigrants? 13,099 murderers have been let into this country by this administration's own accounting.
Hey, we got 13,000 murderers in the country who were let in by the Biden-Harris administration, at least in part, and you're worried about pronouncing the name right? Is that what we're talking about, Jim Acosta? Kaius Parchments, was that you saying play the put down the mic moment? I forgot that was Jim Acosta. I totally forgot. Now, when was this? This was in 2018, November 2018. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. President. I wanted to challenge you on one of the statements that you made in the tail end of the campaign.
Now, he's asking the question here, but I ain't going to play the full question. I'm going to get to the point where I want to show.
Country, you run CNN, and if you did it well, your ratings would be much better.
If I may ask one other question, Mr. President, if I may ask one other question, are you worried?
That's enough. That's enough.
Mr. President,
that's
I was going to ask one of the other folks.
That's enough.
Pardon me, ma'am. Mr. President,
that's enough.
Mr. President, I had one other
Peter,
question, if I may ask, on the Russia investigation. Are you concerned that you may have?
I'm not concerned about anything with the Russian investigation because it's a hoax. That's enough. Put down the mic.
Mr. President, are you worried about indictments coming down in this investigation?
Mr. President.
I'll tell you what, CNN should be ashamed of itself having you working for them. You are a rude, terrible person. You shouldn't be working for CNN. Go ahead.
Now, this was an actual leader. Remember those days we had a leader, a real leader? Do you think Kamala could do anything like that? Anything like that at all? To be able to control the room and make things happen and be the boss? It's impossible. It's impossible. The way that Trump could just gravitate the whole room to him, Kamala is not that. And the powers that be, don't want a leader. They want a person that could be controlled. They want an employee that they can make do things. That's all they want in a Kamala Harris. They don't want a guy like that could actually make things happen. They don't want it. And again, that incident right there, that was November 2018. The whole put down the mic. I forgot that was Acosta. That was a good call. So yeah, Jim Acosta, really a cringe person. Speaking about being cringe, I got some, listen, I have some of the best cringe in the world, straight from the Himalayan mountains, bottled up, ready to sell. I got some for y'all. I'm going to show you. You ready? Okay. Now, I'm going to give them a compliment before I kind of show this and make fun a little bit, but I think they have some talent musically, if only they use their talent for good. Watch this. So they're also playing their own instruments in the background. Background music is not just a track.
When old Donald used to run the country, he subdivision tried to build a wall. He made a few of his people wealthy. Oh, he don't care about the rest at all.
He's got convictions, he did the nasty.
He did the nasty. That's what he did. Okay.
And undermined the Constitution.
He's an oppressor of civil liberties, megalomaniac Republican.
Hey, look, I ain't gonna play the whole thing. I'm gonna play a little bit more, but it's like a 4-minute video. I ain't gonna play the whole thing, I promise. I know this is kind of torturous, but I gotta play it. If I saw it, you gotta see it too.
Oh, give me hope, Kamala. Hope, Kamala, give me hope, Kamala, for the election. Give me hope, Kamala. Hope, Kamala, hope for beating Donald Trump.
Hey, if they see me in person, bitch all black guy, dark skinned dude, they're gonna lock their door immediately. They're the type, if I was to walk past them in a Banana Republic, a Zara or something like that, if they got a little bag, they're gonna clutch it real close. If they got a dog, they're gonna kind of pull their dog close. If they're in the car, they're gonna hit a little button and lock it right quick. They see me coming by. But they're gonna talk about how racist Orange Man is. That's the prototype of this kind of person.
You see, she's safer than him with money. She'll try to regulate the sale of guns. She's bringing measures that offer hope, not fear, access to healthcare and abortion.
Abortion. All right. Okay. That's enough of that. I ain't gonna play too much more. I'm not gonna play too much more, but you get the idea of what's going on. Now, does this track inspire you to go to the polls and vote Kamala and Tampon Tim Waltz? Does this inspire you to do that? Because for me, I'm not really feeling the inspiration. You guys have some musical talent. You playing music and you sing and you sound good. But it's just the message I can't rock with. The message is really, really bad. All right. A reggae knockoff? Yeah, of course. Of course. Yeah. In the wife's eyes, you know what's going on. That's that medication right there. Okay, whatever kind of medication. Yeah, that thing, the medication is hitting all the way on all cylinders. You already know what it is. Okay, that's that I've been vaxxed 45 times. That's that I have the booster and all my, like a dog. Go to the vet, get all your shots like a good dog. Yeah, I'm a human being, not a puppy. I'm just not that. But anyway, now on the other side, let's see how the people are talking about Kamala and Trump and what's going on. All right, no more cringe music.
Racism doesn't have any power.
Chuck, I don't agree with that. People were outwardly.
Let me start from the top, because the guy says this:
racism doesn't have any power.
Racism has no power.
Chuck, I don't agree with that. People were outwardly racist while Trump was in office. He gave them white people.
Like who?
He made it comfortable for people to be outwardly racist about how they fit. Chuck,
no, he didn't.
The climate was a lot different.
Studies came out about the racial divide trending in the wrong direction in 2013 when Barack Obama was entering his second term, when the Black Lives Matter movement jumped off. Let's not make it seem like Donald Trump led to this big increase in the racial schism in this country. That happened under Barack Obama. Since we want to go there, since we want to go there.
But did it happen?
Since we want to go, it happened. Yes, it did happen. Yeah. We talk about one-way aggression. You allowed to be openly racist towards one particular group of people, and it's white people. Let's call a spade a spade.
White dudes are pussies.
White men.
Whoa, wait a minute. Okay, I'm sorry for the cussing. Sorry for the cussing.
Issue. White men are the biggest threat to America. They are.
You got analysts on MSNBC, CNN openly referring to Donald Trump and his voters as Nazis. Nowhere in popular media do you see white people saying the kinds of things that you see people saying about white people on national television, from Joy Reid, Trevor Noah, Don Lemon, over and over again.
But Chuck,
you don't see that anywhere
just because
else.
you can't get on mainstream media and make light of other races doesn't mean that the racial climate is still not what it is.
The reason why the racial climate is what it is because that's what critical race theory seeks to do. It seeks to polarize for the purpose of finding people who are sympathetic to your cause. And you keep on dividing one group onto itself until you create a group of disenchanted, angry, dysfunctional people that you can then use for the purpose of your liberation. That's not my words. Those are the words of Herbert Marcuse himself. Anybody talking about race in this country or talking about critical race theory and have never heard the writings of the words of Herbert Marcuse, you cannot sit at this table and talk because you don't know the theory, you don't know the science.
But like somebody...
Oh my goodness, man. Hey, get this man all the beers. Get this man all of the beers.
Never heard of them, but in their own eyes, they look out into the world and think, yo, that shit is fishy.
I know you don't know nothing. You know, see, and look, and see this, hold on. Let me stop. Let me pause. First of all, shout out to my man for dropping all the science in the world, for keeping it all the way real, spelling out exactly what's happening, being very accurate, pinpoint accurate. Okay, very, very accurate. This is part of the reason why I don't really speak to normies about politics, because when you're talking like this, they're not going to know anything. If they're open to hearing you and open to learning, it's good. I'll talk to you. But if you don't really know anything and you're not trying to learn anything, it's like talking to a brick wall. You're not going to understand what it's like an alien with advanced technology trying to talk to a caveman about the technology. He has no idea what you're talking about. You might as well speak Mandarin Chinese on this podcast.
And think, yo, that shit is fishy to me.
I don't give a damn about what you go out in the world and see.
A racial slur was spray painted on the front gate.
Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez is dealing with a racist
news found in the garage stall of Bubba Wallace.
See, this is all about narrative weaving and storytelling, because they play upon people's emotions and how they feel. If I go to a doctor and tell a man, I feel like I'm having a heart attack, the doctor is going to run a specific set of tests to get to what is actually happening. He has to know the truth. He can't do medical procedures upon me based upon what I tell him I feel. He has to know for a fact. He has to know what he's talking about.
So he has to do a battery test.
He has to do a test, because if he does the wrong treatment to me based upon what I feel, he could kill me.
Boy, oh boy. Hey, hold on. My. Now that right there was a master class. Tore him up like nothing but facts. No name calling, nothing like that. Just straight up facts. What can you do other than just accept it? What can you do? Yeah, get him all the beers, man. I don't know who it is. It was on a TikTok page called Conservative Immigrant, but I don't think that's him. But I don't know. Hey, if you guys know who that is, I'm sure one of y'all know who that is. Y'all let me know his name in the comments. But that was amazing. Shout out to him. All right. And we got another person talking about the migrants in New York City. Check him out.
I would be a hypocrite if I said I was 100% against Donald Trump's immigration policy. Because anytime an African in New York City is lost and asks me for directions, I send his ass straight to Jersey. No hesitation at all. I don't care where he's trying to go. My brother, please, show me to Brooklyn. I'm like, Brooklyn? Oh, yeah, no sweat, man. Listen, just make this left right over here, and you want to follow signs for the GWB. All right? The GWB. That's the bridge that's going to take you right into Brooklyn. Just jump on that GWB. That's what it stands for. Go where Brooklyn is. Just hop right on that bridge and keep on going. Don't look back. Don't look back. Just keep on going. Word.
So yeah, hey, that might be the move. It might be the plan. Hey man, go Go over that way. Hey, that the African accent, my brother, show me to Brooklyn. Show me to Brooklyn now. Don't give me the wrong direction. I was sent the wrong way by the other guy. Give me the right direction to Brooklyn. So yeah, shout out to him. Yeah, don't look back. Keep going. Straight over to GWB. Go that way. And you'll be in Brooklyn. You be in Crown Heights, all that good stuff. All right. You'll be good to go. Yeah, I gotta get my African accent game together for sure. Yeah, I gotta get my African accent game together. But that's how they be though. That's exactly how they be. I be like, man, nah, go over there. Go over that way. All right. But if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. All righty. Let's watch some of this. Let's go to the next thing here. Oh, we got a Kamala rally. Now, we just saw the Trump rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. The return from where God saved his life and saved our lives as well, to be totally honest. Now, here is the picture of a Kamala rally before it gets started. Oh, ABL is not filled all the way. I mean, how much, like, you're only missing about 15 people. You put in 15 more people, you're going to be flooded from, it ain't going to be no more capacity in that building. Look at this. And you know what? This is why you got the Barack Obamas of the world trying to counter the message about crowd sizes, because Trump hit them on how small these crowds are. And then you got Obama making the inappropriate joke talking about, that's what crowd size is. And he does like this and he does like that. Like a pee-pee joke, right? Like he's 5 years old. But look at the crowd, though. I mean, nobody's interested. Nobody likes her. Nobody cares. It's not really a thing. People are just tired of this lady. She will get votes from people who don't like Trump and who are scared by the mainstream media. But if people actually like her, it's few and far in between. The Kamala campaign is fear. It's fear-driven. It's not actually people that want to vote for her. All right? Yeah, 15 more people, that thing going to be completely filled. You're going to have the fire marshal come out and all of that to disperse the crowd. All right. Yeah, Costco got bigger crowds on the regular Tuesday, not even on the rush day, not even on the longshoreman strike day. All right. Yeah, hold on. Brian says Trump rally is like a rock concert. A Kamala rally is like going to a fourth grade school band. Exactly. Okay. Pat rallies at my high school were more packed than this. Okay, to see our cheerleaders and step team go out there and do their thing was more packed than this. All day long. At my high school, it was more packed. That small crowd shows a lack of interest, and that's the point. It's not even about just trying to say, oh, mine is bigger. It's about who's interested in you. Who wants to come see you? Nobody. Not really. Yeah, that probably was the bus. That's right, Peg. That probably was just the bus that came and flooded it up. All right. But let's keep on going. And if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Oh, I got Kamala's teleprompter malfunctioning. All right, check this out.
Remember his number? 32. Today we got 32 days until the election.
Oh, there we go. Now, this face right here, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? The teleprompter's out. I got to actually speak off the cuff, and I don't have any prompting to give me anywhere to go. What am I going to do? I don't really know, but let's check it out, and let's get a good gander. I don't want to see that face. Listen, you talking to Vladimir Putin, Xi Jinping, Mohammed bin Salman, all these people, world leaders, and you make that face, and you don't know what to say? Ain't nobody got time for that, man. No, listen, this is a serious job, man. The leader of the free world. You can't be doing this. This kind of activity is not what it is. All right, but let me let her finish and see what she's able to come up with no teleprompter. All right, let's keep on going.
So 32 days. 32 days. Okay, we got some business to do. All right. 32 days. And we know we will do it. And this is going to be a very tight race until the very end. This is going to be a very tight race until the very end. We are the underdog, and we know we have some hard work ahead.
So, yeah, that's Kamala, I don't feel very confident in your ability to lead based upon what I've seen. I don't feel confident in your ability to lead. So I think maybe you need to just go back to California and go over there because they don't have any real government. You could do whatever you want. California, I don't know, man. They're kind of dumb. It's like California is the beginning of idiocracy. California has natural beauty. And the way that they have it, if you got a lot of money, you can thrive in California. I mean, they're going to take your money too. It's going to cost now. They're going to rob you bareface, no pistol when they come to the taxes. Well, they got guns now because they got armed agents. But anyway, they're going to rob you out there for your money in California. But it's a beautiful place. But the things they're doing from a government point of view don't even make any sense. Okay, you want to try to mandate electric vehicles to be a certain percentage of the fleet in the state of California. By regulations, you want to have more EVs, but you're not taking into account that electric vehicles are 30% heavier than regular vehicles. You're not taking into account that you pay for the road maintenance by gas tax. So if you're going to have 30% heavier vehicles on the road, as at least part of your fleet would be these heavier vehicles. These vehicles also don't generate gas tax revenue because they don't use gas. Then how are you going to fix the roads that are going to crumble at a quicker rate now because of all the heavier vehicles on the road? They got the new Hummer EV. It weighs 9,500 pounds. Little bit of comparison. My F-150 is like 4,500 to 5,000. I think it's 4,500. Hold on, let me make sure I'm saying the right thing. How much does F-150 weigh? F-150, let me see. It is about 5,000. We could just say 5,000. 4,900, 5,100. We could say 5,000. Your Hummer EV is two of my F-150s, basically. So imagine having two of those on the road instead of two F-150s. That's going to deteriorate the road much quicker, and you don't have the gas tax revenue to pay for it. This is the kind of thing that California does. No forward thinking. They just do stuff doesn't make any sense. Printing and spending money, dumb bills that you can get out of if you're Gavin Newsom and his high school friend. That's what they do in California. All right. So, hey, go back over there and do these dumb things where they are accepted. But in the federal government over this way, that's not how things should go. Okay. I'm all for states' rights. If you want to just ruin your state, then go for it. I wouldn't advise it, but go for it. But don't ruin the country. Anyway, but here's where she made the whole statement about the hurricane money. $700. Watch this.
And the federal relief and assistance that we have been providing has included FEMA providing $750 for folks who need immediate needs being met, such as food, baby formula, and the like. And you can apply now for anyone who's watching this who has been affected.
I don't even know why they would advertise that, because what's that going to do for real? Like, it's not even going to do nothing. You're getting a bunch of supplies that come in there from the people, that the very same thing she's saying you could buy with this money. If you're getting supplies and whatnot from the people, like, I don't even understand. Like, okay, that can be a thing you do, but why advertise it? Because we see your Hermes belt for beyond this money you want to give to us. We see that you got on. We see your jewelry, your drip. We see you giving Ukraine billions of dollars. Why would you even advertise that? And then, the issue is people say there's not enough FEMA on the ground. And if they are on the ground, they're not doing enough. The loads that are coming from anywhere to go to the hurricane affected areas, most of the loads are coming from private people with their own 18-wheelers, their own pickup trucks, whatever they got. People are just going to Costco, getting water, loading in their truck and driving out there. That's more of what's happening on the ground, more than the federal assistance from what I'm able to see. Now, some say they're doing the debris removal and whatnot, but people on the ground say they've not seen anyone. Also, a lot of the rural areas are kind of not even being tended to. West Virginia got hit by this down in the southern part, like Bluefield, and it's not even really a thing. They're saying ain't nobody out there. It's only the local people, the churches and whatnot that are out there. And as I said in my video, when disaster strikes, don't rely on the government. You saw what happened with Hawaii. That was the first thing. And there was that same money that was offered to them. But still now, over a year later, after the fires, people are still saying that the federal response was not adequate. And it's kind of been an issue for a long time. Hurricane Katrina back in 2005, the Maui situation 2023, and now with Hurricane Helene up in Appalachia, it's the same situation. So it should be a lesson. Don't rely on the government. When things fall apart, it's all on you. Didn't you guys, we might have seen or heard about the movie from Netflix that the Obamas produced? What was that? The something about tomorrow. I forget what the name was. But the plot of the movie, spoiler alert, in case you want to watch an Obama directed movie, the plot of the movie was there was an attack on the USA and nobody knew what was happening or where it came from. There were pamphlets that came from the sky that had like Arabic writing on it. So it probably was a terror attack. You're talking about noise weapons, and the power and whatnot was messed up. And then at the end of it, the people that were in charge, the guys that had government access, they're like, hey, there's nothing we could do. Find a bunker. Find a bunker. So the preppers are not crazy. I'm a prepper with a little bit of prepping. I have certain things to protect myself, and I got some food rations. I'm a small prepper. I don't have a bunker. I know guys that do have a bunker, though. I can go up to their bunker in the mountain, and I'll be good. I know guys who have, thank you, DJ Scrap. Leave It All Behind. That was the name of the movie. I have access to a bunker, but I don't have a bunker yet. When I get rich, when I get Elon Musk rich, I'm going to have the craziest bunker. It's going to be a whole city underground. Okay, not Bird Box, but Bird Box was similar in that kind of vibe. Basically, CB, a documentary. Right. So thank you, DJ. What's my man? DJ Scrap Dirty. Leave It All Behind. That's a movie on Netflix. It basically, the moral of that story is the government is not going to come save you. They're not going to come save you. You got to save yourself. So be ready. Be prepared. Now, have you guys ever heard of the podcast called Call Her Daddy? I'm not going to play nothing from that podcast at all because I heard it's kind of raunchy, but I've never heard an episode myself. Okay. But Kamala is going to be on that podcast next week. So if you guys have heard of this podcast from Alex Cooper, Call Her Daddy, and by the way, this is probably one of the biggest podcasts in the country. It's as big as Joe Rogan podcast. It's like that. Not quite as big, but it's in that same category. Have you guys heard the podcast? Do you like the podcast? And what do you think they'll speak about when Kamala Harris is on there? It's going to be coming up next week. Yeah, that's next week. It's going to be coming up. So what do you think? And somebody says, what is Call Her Daddy? Listen, it's a podcast with, I think, young women on there, young white women. And I don't recommend Googling that because I heard it's kind of raunchy what they talk about. So yeah, be careful. But it probably won't be raunchy when she's on there. But knowing how they operate, I don't know. They might slip in some weird stuff and just, do it anyway. All right. So I'm reading some of the comments here. Caller Kami. Yeah. Never heard of it. I've heard of it only because I'm in this space where I got to know certain things, but I've not actually heard an episode of the podcast. I don't even know how the host voice sounds. I've never seen the host face before in my life. And if I have seen it, I didn't know who it was. Thoughts on Razor Fist. I like Razor Fist. Shout out to him. Yeah, I like Razor Fist as a YouTuber. Good people, good dude. But I don't know him personally. I just like his content. So shout out Razor Fist. I saw your comment, Annihilator. All right, let's keep on going here. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. All righty. Here is Chuck Schumer saying the quiet part out loud back in November 2012 about the migrants. I mean, we all knew this the same way we all knew that MSNBC was a mouthpiece for the left, same as any other mainstream media, with the exception of maybe Fox News. Let's watch this.
Now more than ever, we're short of workers. We have a population that is not reproducing it on its own with the same level that it used to. The only way we're going to have a great future in America is if we welcome and embrace immigrants, the dreamers, and all of them, because our ultimate goal is to help the dreamers, but get a path to citizenship for all 11 million or however many undocumented there are here.
So he's telling you the plan right there. Again, this is November of 22. 2 years ago, he said this. I mean, this is a plan. They're saying, hey, you guys not having enough babies. You're not productive enough. We're going to bring in the migrants to do this work, and we're going to pay them. That's a plan. However many, he said 11. Who knows how many people are here illegally? The plan is two main things, as I said before. The work population and also the voting population. They're investing into them for that purpose. They feel like it's nothing to print money to give them to be here. They kill two birds with one stone. They get the slave labor they want, and they also get the voters that they want. Now, I was told that the parties had switched, right? There was a party switch, and Democrats became Republican, Republicans became Democrat. That is what I was told. But I can't tell. The Democrats are doing the exact same thing they've been doing since the beginning. The Democrats were the party of slavery. The Democrats were the ones who championed all the racist things that have happened in this country. Okay, the GOP, Grand Old Party, is kind of a misnomer because they are younger than the Democratic Party. The Republican Party came about with Abraham Lincoln, and the leftists deleted him for freeing the slaves. Okay, the first Republican president was Abraham Lincoln, and he freed the slaves right away. People can say why he did it or whatever. It doesn't really matter. He did it at the end of the day. You know, like, let's say I got $1 million in my pocket, right? Now, I may have been an underground pipe fitter or something like that to get the money, and I saved it. I may have won the lottery. I may have been, gambling on whatever it is. I got the money. It doesn't really matter how I got it. I ain't do nothing illegal to get it. I got it. Same thing with this. He freed the slaves. It is what it is. That is legacy of the Republican Party. The Democratic Party, they've been for slavery, and they're doing the exact same thing now. They're paying to import slaves and also future Democratic voters to subvert your ability to make your vote matter. They will put them in certain places where they're going to cancel out your vote and your ability to produce these children. Ohio, prime example. You got 20,000 Haitian migrants in one little small town. They're going to completely dominate that entire town. High birth rate, their own little culture. There'll be the new people that stay right there, and they're going to vote for those who brought them over here. That's the plan. That is the plan. Okay, so Democratic Party, how have they changed? They're the exact same. People just think they're different because of marketing and because of mainstream media brainwashing. All right. All right, let's keep on going here. This is Biden making the rare appearance. Listen, this is Joe Biden's. Hold on, I'm gonna read this. I'm gonna just read this because this is crazy. So this is from Greg Price. He posted this caption. So Kamala was speaking in Michigan just now, and Joe Biden decided to counter program her by going to the White House briefing room for the first time as president and talk about how she was a major player in all the horrible things he's done. Because remember, they tried to downplay the whole thing about her being the deciding vote in the, what was that, Inflation Reduction Act. They touted that at first, but then when they realized we didn't like that because of the inflation, they tried to back away from it. But here Biden is bringing her right back to that talking point they tried to abandon. Check it out.
There have obviously been a number of crises that the country has been facing over the past several days with the hurricane, with the port strike, with the situation in the Middle East. Can you talk about how your vice president, who is running for the presidency, has worked on these crises and what role she has played over the past several days?
Well, I'm in constant contact with her. She's aware we're singing from the same song sheet. She helped pass all the laws that are being employed now. She was a major player in everything we've done, including passage of legislation which we were told we could never pass. And so she's been, and her staff is interlocked with mine in terms of all the things we're doing.
So there we go. Now, my question is, what is he even doing out there? Like, is he upset that he got cooed? Because that's what happened. Like, they got him out of the way. It was probably a threat with hey man, listen, if you don't just go ahead and let Kamala take over from here, we're going to get you out of here. We're invoking the amendment on you. You're not fit. You're unqualified. You're 1,000 years old. You could do that, or you could just fall back gracefully. And we see what happened, and he doesn't like it because he was forced out of the way. He was forced out. Now, I don't know what his problem is because you knew what it was from the beginning. You knew you weren't really in charge from the jump. So I don't even know why you're really upset. Yeah, I have no idea why you are actually upset. All right. But if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Okay. Now, here we have some volunteer helicopter pilots going into North Carolina.
Personally, and from the bottom of my heart, we really appreciate it. Y'all are making a huge difference. If nobody was here yesterday to see all the people come in, it's very emotional. I really appreciate it. All right, let's say a prayer and knock this out, boys. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, we absolutely thank you for another day that you've given us, the weather to be able to go collect people and drop off supplies. We thank you for the ability that you've given us to be pilots, to go do these missions. Lord, we just ask that you give us safety, that you give us clarity, that you give us direction to get to the right places. Lord, we just thank you again for the day you've given us. We thank you for the lives that you're letting us save. We ask that you be with us. In your name we pray. Amen. Amen.
There we go. So God bless everybody. Listen, God bless everybody that went to or is going to and will continue to go to the hurricane affected areas out here in Appalachia. Because y'all know me, I'm an Appalachia kid, originally born in West Virginia. All my family is from Appalachia on both sides. So this means a lot to me specifically. West Virginia, all up and down. What's that? 75, 81, 70, 64, West Virginia. All of that, like the western part of Virginia that goes like Kentucky, North Carolina, Big Stone Gap, Bristol, Galex, all of that over there. And then, of course, northern Tennessee, the eastern part, Bristol, Kingsport, Johnson City. And then once you get to North Carolina, you got Turtletown, closer to Chattanooga, Ducktown, Murphy, and then you get into Asheville, Castle Rock, all that kind of stuff over there. So shout out to you guys who are coming up here. Of course, you got South Carolina affected, Georgia affected, Florida affected. Shout out to everybody who has been helping. We really appreciate y'all. We really do. Out where I live, it's a lot of churches that do the drop-offs and deliveries. So yeah, this is really close to home. So thank y'all for doing what you do, especially since the government is not going to do anything. They don't do a thing. They do nothing. So without y'all helping us, we'd be out of luck. Okay, people in these isolated areas in the mountains, listen, I know mountain communities. It's like, okay, you might get some hollers where it's a creek in the holler, and if the creek rose up, the whole holler is done. And nobody's going out there to help these people other than you and I, the people. Shout out to y'all. You guys are the best. And like I said before, I'm going to say it again. Don't rely on the government because they will not be able to help you. All right. So I'm reading some of the comments here. Let me go back. Murfreesboro is in Tennessee, that's closer to Nashville. Murfreesboro is probably about a half hour from Nashville. So for me, that's about 2 hours north and west. That's pretty much the Nashville metro area. Once you up there, Murfreesboro, you're on the Cumberland Plateau, so you're not even in this area at all. The area that got hit by the hurricane is the mountains in the Appalachian. Over there, Nashville, that's on the Cumberland Plateau. That's not even really involved in this at all. Okay, let me see. You got a troll in here. What happened? Is everything good? Okay, I'm gonna play this video right here, and I'm gonna read some of the comments when I'm playing the video. This is somebody who is having a revelation about what's happening and supporting Kamala. I think he might be regretting supporting Kamala.
Day 6, and I just can't help but I mean, I literally am just crying for my people, and for, I mean, like.
Sorry about that. I had a little bit of a malfunction on my end. Let's go ahead and play it now.
Day 6, and I just can't help but I mean, I literally am just crying for my people, and for, I mean, like, how could the government do us like this, and how could the whole country just forget about us? Like, it's not enough. What is being done is not enough. I mean, there are entire communities that have been just decimated. There is, I mean, where is our fucking government? I mean, for Kamala, and I am an avid supporter for her to stand in Florida today and make a statement. Where is our government? Where's the fucking president? Where is that bitch?
Sorry for the cussing, but he says it's day 6 in West North Carolina, and the government is nowhere to be found.
I mean, these people are so hardworking. They have struggled and struggled and struggled for generations to have what little bit they do, and it is completely wiped out from under them, and you can't do any more. You can't send any more support or any help. Fuck you.
So this guy is or was a Kamala supporter, but I think that might be a little bit different now. How about y'all? What you think? Think it might be a little bit different because of what's going on? I'm not trying to seek joy in his pain, but this is just one of those hard lessons you got to learn. It's a hard lesson you got to learn. You think you're voting for this government and they're going to help you? They're going to be there for you? Okay. Well, maybe not. Maybe not. Hey, don't worry about it though, man. If you're able to qualify, if you're able to apply, find the phone, get some internet, you can get $700. Maybe that could help you build your life back together, right? Maybe. But hey, don't worry about it, because check it out. The lady that you voted for will continue to give billions to the migrants, illegal aliens, non-citizens, and also to Ukraine, Taiwan, Israel, the whole world. Not you, though. Not the American citizen. Not the taxpayer. Not you. You don't get anything. Oh, except $700. Buy yourself something nice. Like, I don't know, a place to live or something like that. Go ahead and do that. We're going to give the big monies to the priority, which is the migrants and the foreign wars. Not you, the American citizen. That's what's going on here. All right. But if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Here we have DeSantis talking about what's going on with the strike. But the strike is now over. Matter of fact, I ain't gonna play that because that's over with. So we good. But he did not like what was going on with the strike because of the hurricane at the same time. But now the strike is over with. Okay, here are the View ladies. I got to show them a little bit because I know there are people in this world that watch The View exclusively. That's all they watch. So I got to show this to debunk it.
Those Republicans out there who are sitting on the...
RP to the headphone user. Sorry about that. Let's go ahead and show it this way.
Those Republicans out there who are sitting on the fence, just do it this one time. Do it this one time. Vote for the Democrat to save the country. Listen to Liz Cheney. When everything goes back to normal, then become a Republican again, like Alyssa will become, and probably Anna.
Kamala said the day of the robust two-party system will come back.
Well, but listen, the thing is this. We can have policy differences. You can have policy differences with Kamala. You can have policy differences with Liz Cheney. We are not at a point right now to be talking about policy differences. This is not about economic difference, because we are not running against a normal human being. Right. We are running against Donald Trump, who is an existential threat to humanity and democracy.
Before we just go, I do want to say, I am still a Republican, and I don't believe it's my job to tell people how to vote, but to give them the facts. And I have facts, having worked closely with them, that they just may not know. I feel that's my duty to the country.
Okay, so this is the kind of thing that people watch all day that poisons their mind, which is why we saw my man earlier, Big Man, that got triggered beyond belief about the vaccine and other things that he was wrong about. They watch this stuff. That's why they behave like that, and they believe whatever these ladies say. They could tell them the movement of cheese and whatnot, and they'll believe it. And then they'll say, well, you conservative guys, you believe whatever the orange man says. That's what they say. Trump will talk about the things that are happening. People, the people, us, the American citizens, will go to a city council meeting and we'll all say the same thing. The migrants are a problem. They're committing crimes. They are harassing us, stalking us, hurting us, deleting us, shooting us, they're taking money. They're taking up the apartment complexes, taking up housing. We don't get what they get. They get a bunch of resources. It's a problem. Trump will say what the people are saying at a rally, and then the news media will say it's false. You see, that's a disconnect right there. We, the people, say one thing. We tell you what's going on, and then you tell us, oh, no, that's not real. So now we're being gaslit by the media, which is why we hate them. That's why we say CNN sucks, because they do. MSNBC, ABC, all the alphabet letter organizations, even the Fox at a certain point sucks. Why you got Big Bruce Jenner up there? These big size 14 boats in the pair of kitten heels. What's going on with that? This whole Wheaties box triathlete, 70-something years old with a wig on and a Miss Doubtfire dress and some kitten heels. Big boats. Okay, look, Bruce, I'm the same size as Bruce Jenner. Same foot size and everything. I could never wear no kitten heels. First of all, I'm not gay or anything like that. But beyond that, my ankle will be all to pieces. My ankle would be snapped like a whole chicken bone immediately. Okay? If your dog has a chicken bone, put it in the mouth, it'd be shattered, splintered. That'd be my ankle in a pair of heels. I don't know how Bruce does it, but he does it, and he's on Fox News like that. Is he still on Fox? I've not watched Fox in a while, like as a viewer. I don't watch TV. Is he still there with these big boats and these heels? That's crazy. But anyway, I digress. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. My point is this. All the alphabet letter news outlets are compromised. Even the Fox at a certain point, because they let that dude on there like he's normal. And you got people, oh, she what? She what? I'm looking at a whole he, Michael Jack, he. That's what I see right now. But I'm getting triggered. So anyway, I digress. Hey, them big boats and them kitten heels. I'm talking about like that don't even, it's not even really, you can't even really balance that. How you gonna balance all that mass and them big boats and them little shoes? Like, who does that? Anyway, let's keep on rocking and rolling. I may have a little bit more. Okay, I may have a little teensy bit more. That might be it, actually. That might be it. Yeah. Oh, no. James O'Keefe. Speaking about the mainstream media. I ain't gonna play the whole thing, just a little bit of it. So this guy is a producer for an MS-13 DNC show. And he is admitting on camera, and they love that red wine. You got the big boy, 9-ounce. You guzzling that straight to the face. You're trying to get tore out the frame, 3 sheets to the wind, drunk as a skunk with this girl, and you're going to spill all the beans, everything. confessing the murders. Okay, I'm doing too much. But let's watch some of this to see what he's talking about. And as I said in my original video, responding to this video, we all know this. All of us that are into politics and we are aware of what's going on, we all knew this. This is just confirmation, not a revelation.
Do you feel like MSNBC is doing enough to help the Harris campaign?
I mean, they're doing all they can.
Meet Basil Hamdan, a writer and producer.
Now, Basil Hamdan, or Basil Hamdan, what ethnicity is this? Some kind of not Lithuanian, that's over there. Lebanese or Syrian, like what kind of, it's like a Chunk Yogurt, or his nephew. What's Chunk Yogurt's nephew? Hassan? Yeah, he's like that. But anyway, let's keep on going.
For MSNBC's weekend show, Ayman. Basil also reveals that, quote, what her message of the day is their MSNBC's message of the day.
What have they done to help the Harris campaign?
Amplify her message. What her message of the day is their message of the day.
Hamdan revealed that MSNBC is the Democratic Party's mouthpiece and is doing anything to get Kamala elected. Hamdan says this news network is indistinguishable from the Democratic Party.
So is MSNBC just like doing whatever it takes to get Kamala elected?
Yes. It hammers home the point that I'm making, that this news network is indistinguishable from the party.
Are they just the Democratic Party's mouthpiece?
Exactly.
MSNBC is the Democratic Party's mouthpiece.
Yes.
Basil calls MSNBC viewers brainwashed and states that MSNBC made their viewers dumber over the years.
Viewers get mad at the guests or the hosts if the hosts were to criticize Democrats. They've made their viewers dumber over the years. I think brainwashing and dumbing down,
it's bad.
Aggressive.
I get it.
Helps Trump.
When she's delivering these messages now, I think she keeps getting better.
Kamala Harris is telling the truth. The hate campaign against Kamala Harris has begun. They purposefully pronounce her name wrong.
That is the funniest thing. Now, these appear to be all MSNBC clips. So you can see exactly what he's talking about right there. They are just a mouthpiece of the Democratic Party. Again, the same as all the other alphabet letter outlets. And we've recognized this for a long time. I've been saying this since the beginning, since I first came on YouTube back in 2015, 2016. This is what they do. And it's gotten worse over time.
But as a black woman, the product of a mixed marriage, she's an inspiration.
I don't know, Nicole, vote for her or don't vote for her, but isn't it great to just have a positive conversation right now?
Last week, we saw Vice President Kamala Harris's first mainstream media solo interview of her presidential run with MSNBC's Stephanie Ruhle.
Oh, boy.
Many people were stating how much of a softball interview it was.
Yes.
Here's a clip from that.
I just want to ask you yes or no. At any point in your life, have you served 2 all-beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun, working at a McDonald's? Yes or no? That's it.
I have.
Okay.
The dumbest interview, the dumbest question. It's like, I don't care about sesame seed bun, McDonald's, Ronald McDonald, Happy Meals, the little playpen they got. I don't care nothing about that, totally honest. What I care about is how we going to pay these bills? How we going to get this country back on track? How we going to be secure as a nation? Can I keep my gun? Can I keep my own money without being taxed to death? You take everything from me and then give it to illegal aliens in Ukraine and Israel and Taiwan. How about that? How about when a hurricane happens, maybe you send somebody to come get me? How about when the hurricane happens, you allow civilians to do their job, to volunteer without getting in the way, without trying to interfere? How about when Texas wanted to secure their own border, you don't go sue Texas and tell them they can't secure the border while at the same time talking about don't come?
With that, OMG decided to look into MSNBC and their cozy relationship with the vice president. Meet Basil Hamdan, a writer and producer for MSNBC's weekend show, Ayman. Hamdan's background includes working at the Huffington Post as a news director and being the executive producer for Michael Moore. Basil met our OMG American swiper on the dating app Bumble and divulged about his job to our undercover journalist.
Remind me where you work.
Right now, I'm working at MSNBC.
What do you do? What's your title?
Writer, producer. So I a live news show on the weekends.
Okay, what is it called?
Ayman. Yeah,
I've heard of that.
Basil Hamdan, producer at MSNBC, states that MSNBC is helping the Kamala Harris campaign, stating they are, quote, amplifying her message. Basil also reveals that, quote, what her message of the day is their MSNBC's message of the day.
So do you feel like MSNBC is doing enough to help the Harris campaign?
I mean, they're doing all they can.
Which is what? What have they done to help the Harris campaign?
Amplify her message. What her message of the day is their message of the day.
Does anyone really trust?
All right, that's an ad right there. So shout out to my man. That's a nice blazer, by the way. I'm gonna get the blazer from you. Hey, James, next time I see you, I'm getting that blazer from you in a smaller size. You kind of jacked up. I ain't that big yet, man. Like, you eating steroids for a living. I'm playing. But Basil, you're telling us all we need to know right here. And here's something I want to say. I don't know why these guys are getting caught up in these little operations. What's to say? American Swiper. You get it? Because these guys are going on these Tinder dates or whatever. I think this one was Hinge or Bumble, one of those dating apps with the swiping. You guys got to stop just spilling the beans. I mean, listen, if you want to just say whatever you want to say, I say go for it, because all you're doing is just giving us ammunition to use against y'all. So it's fine. Don't pay me no mind. Spill your guts. Drink all the red wine you want. Okay? Be Merlot and Cabernet, all of that. Take it straight to the head and spill your guts. But if it's me, I'm not going to tell anybody anything. I don't know you. I think you're a federal agent. That's how I look at it. So you can see why these guys get caught up with the fang and yum and whatnot, because they have no kind of, they kind of just, there's no discernment. You just say anything. But again, we all knew that this was true, what he's saying, that the mainstream media, MS-13 DNC, all they're going to do is parrot whatever the left wants them to parrot. And that goes for all the other ones too. They do the exact same thing. Fox might be the exception, but again, even Fox got this whole big 6'3", 200 and something pound bull dagger, male, female, he, she on there as a commentator. Like, that's a real woman. John Roberts. Well, we're going to go Caitlyn Jenner and she's on the scene. Man, come on, man. Stop it. Cut it out. But anyway. And the reason why I was asking for his ethnicity is because he's on the show with Ayman. And Ayman is like an Arab too. So they kind of do that a lot with mainstream media. They try to get different ethnic groups and put them in certain places. That's kind of what they do. They are very racist people. And I was just kind of highlighting that. But anyway, shout out to him. And shout out to everybody out there in the Middle East. Hopefully everything's all good. But if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. But yeah, to all you guys, young guys out there, you going on a date with somebody, I suggest you don't be telling all your secrets and letting the cat out the bag, confessing to deleting somebody or something like that. Hey, man, if you're doing stuff like that, just go to court and turn yourself in, because you about to go to jail. But anyway, we got super chats on deck. Then we're going to get to some calls. The number to call, 434-658-1220. Again, 434-658-1220. And where we going to go start? We're going to start with the super chats first. All right. Shout out to Caius Posthumous, who says, ABL, looks like Hurricane Milton is going to be a direct hit. Category 3 storm making landfall in Tampa Bay, Florida, and moving directly onto Georgia. Not good. Yeah, so let's look at Hurricane Milton's path. I've been looking at hurricane paths since I've been a little boy, because, growing up in Virginia, that's just what you do. I remember being 8 years old watching Hurricane Andrew on the Weather Channel, like I was a middle-aged dad with 10 kids. But anyway, so look, here's a path, the most recent one that I see. So it's out there in the Gulf right now by Yucatan Peninsula, Gulf of Mexico, all of that good stuff. It's saying, well, south of Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama. But it's looking like a direct hit on Tampa. So really the whole state of Florida is in the cone. And the way the cone works is it could hit anywhere in the cone as far as the eye. And the eye of the storm is the most powerful part. inside the eye, it's nothing. It's just it's clear sky. If you're in the center of the storm, you're in the eye of the storm, it's going to be a clear sky. But outside, like once you get to the walls of the eye where the storm begins, it's the most pressure right there. So the eye of the storm is the most dangerous part. It could be beautiful once you're in it, but once you're on the edges, you got a problem. So the eye could hit right there at Tampa Bay. And then a little bit in Georgia, maybe a little bit of Valdosta, maybe a little bit of Savannah, maybe over there. But it won't go up into Atlanta or anything like that. A little bit of South Carolina, some of those islands. Shout out to the Geechee Gullah. That's right there. Hilton Head, South Carolina's right there. Maybe it's going to hit Wilmington, North Carolina. Myrtle Beach maybe might hit that. But maybe. But by the time it gets there, out like Thursday, it'll probably be a lot weaker because it already went across the land in Florida. So hopefully everything will be okay. But y'all know how to prepare in Florida for a hurricane. Y'all know what to do. So be ready. And again, they're saying that this could hit on Wednesday. All right, that could hit on Wednesday. And then Georgia, South Carolina, all of that, the southern part, southeast, Thursday. So be ready. All right. And let's keep on rocking and rolling here. All right. Buttface McPherson says, what's worse, this new hurricane or Sharknado? Sharknado, man, all day long. Yeah, I don't want to get caught up in no Sharknado. And by the way, I actually like the Sharknado movies. I thought they were pretty fun. I enjoyed the Sharknado movies. They were just silly for no reason. Thank you to Apu Bakr All Puff Daddy, who says, Trump's rally today, epic. R.I.P. Corey Comparatore, right on. Thank you to Apu again, who says, the deep state and Ronald Democrat establishment scared. Absolutely. Thank you to Laura Catherine, who says, feeling cautiously optimistic about the election, y'all. Let's hope and pray and vote early in person. Right on. Absolutely. Thank you to Apple again, who says, to the feds monitoring this live stream, nothing can stop what's coming. And what's coming is divine justice. Repent, convert, and tell the truth. Thank you to Apple again, who says, Gold Star mom and beloved grandma Tina Peters, county clerk of Mesa, Colorado, unjustly sentenced to 9 years in prison for whistleblowing corruption. I've not heard about that, but I'm going to check it out. Thank you for your super chat. Also, he says, favorite grain, ABL, wheat, rice, oat, rye, quinoa. That's such a random question. Rice all day long. Rice is the GOAT. Rice is the champ. Just by itself. You don't got to do nothing. Just eat it. Just cook it real quick and you good. So yeah, rice. I eat rice pretty much every day. All right. And somebody was trying to say that rice ain't good for you. Come on, man. Rice is one of the most basic foods that the whole world eats. Rice is like water. It's that basic of a food that you're going to need. Yeah. Shout out to the rice. Thank you to Apu again, who says, ABL, did you rent DVDs from Blockbuster back in the day? Did I rent DVDs from Blockbuster? Yeah, I think toward the end of Blockbuster, yes. But for most of my time at Blockbuster, it was VHS tapes. Be kind, please rewind, all that good stuff. But I think toward the end, it was DVDs. And then, of course, video games. It was CDs, DVDs, or whatever they came on. But yeah, most of my time at Blockbuster, you go there on a Friday night, it's packed. These kids nowadays will never know the feeling of going to a Blockbuster. It wasn't no Netflix. Netflix came later. What Netflix was at first was basically like DoorDash for Blockbuster. You could get your DVDs sent straight to your house rather than going to the store to rent them. That was the thing with Netflix. And then they became a streaming champion. That could have been Blockbuster, but they weren't really forward thinking. And this is part of the thing about automation and whatnot. You have to be able to reinvent yourself and change with the times. If you are the Iceman bringing ice to people's homes, and then they come out with a fridge that makes the ice, now you're out of a job. So you got to do the next thing. Okay, are you just going to keep on doing this old thing that's no longer needed, or you're going to advance? You're going to be a fridge technician. Like, what are we going to do? Anyway, shout out to Apple again, who says, ABL, growing up, what was your opinion on Slick Willie? Well, when I was a kid, Slick Willie, we thought he was cool because he had on the sunglasses and played the saxophone on Arsenio Hall. I remember watching that as a kid. I remember that very well. I remember HW. I don't remember Reagan. I was a little bit too young for that because Reagan came about like in the Reagan was done in 88, I believe. So I was 4 years old, 3 or 4 years old in 88. I really don't remember Reagan. But I remember HW and also like Ross Perot, the ears and all of that. And I remember Ross Perot very well. I watched that election. My first election I watched, I probably was about 8 years old. So this was 1992. Yeah. But anyway, shout out to F Ranger Xbox, who says people who murder babies are not fit to lead. Thank you to Caius Posthumous, who says make it tacos watching ABL live on my 70-inch TV. Shout out to you, baller. Okay, baller, 70-inch TV. Can I hold $5? What's going on? Thank you to Justin Cameron, who says someone said if I sent them $10,000, they send me a fang. I swear it was you. They had your name and everything. Hey man, it was not me. I don't have that type of capability to do that. I cannot send you a fang for $10,000. That's not enough money. I need more money to make the fang happen. Shout out to All Natural, who says, ABL, did you hear the hurricane was due to weather manipulation? They want the land for minerals. I don't buy that. I don't buy that. That's just, in my opinion, that's just people talking. But I understand why someone would think that, but I'm not really believing it. Justin Cameron says, Elon lives on the spectrum. We allow him some flamboyance all day long. Hey, man, he could do whatever. He could do no wrong in my eyes. Unless you got some evidence that Elon Musk deleting somebody, I don't want to hear nothing about Elon doing something wrong. Thank you to Kyle Denson, who says, I definitely put my fist in the air for that. Shout out to Ron Henderson, who says, what about 55 semi-trucks tires slashed in Tennessee stopping the rescue efforts? Yeah, a lot of people, they're trying to stop they're trying to stop the vehicles from, it's so dumb. People that want to stop the internal combustion engine vehicles from running by slashing the tires won't do that to an electric vehicle, although the electric vehicle is in many ways more environmentally harmful than the internal combustion engine. First of all, the electric vehicles are going to use a lot of tires. They're going to run down because the vehicles are so heavy. And the process to mine these rare earth minerals to go into the humongously sized batteries is outrageous. You got slave labor going on. Conflict minerals are worse than conflict diamonds. You got wars happening right now in Africa. Why? You just take a wild guess. There is some mineral conflict going on. It's worse than the blood diamonds. But anyway, I digress. Shout out to American Dreamer, who says there was a Shawshank moment when the opera started. Appreciate you, ABL. No problem. Thank you to Earth Spank, who says Trump said he'll cap credit card interest at 10%. Good idea or bad idea? I'm not really sure. I've not looked into it to see how he would do that. I don't really know. I think it may impact the credit industry, and it may make some credit not available to people. I don't know. We'll see how that works. Justin Cameron says, if Biden Harris inherited the border crisis from Trump, then why don't I remember them running on that in 2020? Good point. Yeah, that should have been that should have been a talking point. They should have said, hey, we want to be the president. We want to be the administration because we're going to stop the border crisis that Trump has created. We're going to be the ones to build the border wall. But instead, what did they do? When they came in, they tore down everything that Trump had put up to keep the migrant crisis at bay. That's what they did. Angel Rivera, shout out to you, boss. Angel Rivera says, hey, ABL, Trump derangement syndrome is real. People like in your videos are easy to find. All day long, like I said, my man that show earlier that was freaking out over Kamala with the Kamala 2025 shirt on with the wrong year. That kind of guy I have seen in person. That kind of guy is in my family. Okay. And if I started to describing this person, they're going to listen. If I describe this person I'm speaking about, it's a few of them like that. If I describe one of them, I already know he going to call my mom and tell on me like he like to do because he a snitch. Oh, Anthony was saying this on this live stream. I'm going to get a call in the morning, son. Why you say that about him? So listen, man, I don't want no smoke. I'm not trying to get told on. I'm not trying to have nobody crash out on me. I just want to have a peaceful conversation. That's all. I don't want no smoke. Okay, none whatsoever. Especially not from some 65-year-old loser that is upset about politics. I don't want it nowhere near me. I'm getting triggered. I'm getting real life triggered right now thinking about it. Oh boy. Boy, oh boy. Anyway, Apple says feds in hotels while Americans in danger. Disgrace. Absolutely. Trouble Actual, thank you for your super chat or becoming a member, actually. Thank you. Apple also says ex-NFL star Jack Brewer rescuing and giving aid to North Carolina. Shout out to Jack Brewer. Good guy. Really good guy. Thank you to Apple who says, shout out to 2FA Ranger, Doug Ripley, Boom Boom, Jeff, right on. FA Ranger Xbox says, if your mask does not work inside the gas chamber, it's not going to work outside the gas chamber. Exactly. Correct. Thank you to me. Not me, but the person's name is me, who said, Mr. Show. Well, I'm glad you're here now. Thank you for joining. Hey, I know I'm gonna get a call. I know I'm gonna get a call. So at this point, I don't even care. I don't even care at this point. But she cool. She's not gonna really be worried, but she got a call anyway. Anyway, Justin Cameron says Kamala just refuses to answer press questions because she saw how well it worked for Biden. Apple says ABL, no, the cringe. I cannot handle the cringe. Thank you, Justin Cameron, who says husband of that single family needs to get his tea checked. Yeah, that tea is in the toilet. Okay. Apple says cultural appropriation, much whites faking accent. Exactly. Thank you to Mitch Connor 91 who says, please save me and my kids, quote unquote. That's the face. Exactly. Pooping while standing. Okay. The usernames says ABL, please clip this black man. Oh yeah. I'm gonna get my man that drop science. Thank you to Apple again who says that Steelers guy should be in Trump's administration. Thank you to Sienna. Hopefully I got your name right. Who says account is a bit small. Bidenomics at work. The shoreman strike was a ploy on our fears of scarcity. Trump 2024. Good point. Thank you to Beth Rivera who says you just became an ABL supporter. Thank you for that. Thank you to Craft75 who says thanks for all the content, ABL. Love your takes. Really appreciate your voice and perspective. Keep up the good work. Prayer emoji, smiling emoji, heart emoji, peace with the peace sign. Thank you for that. Thank you to Ron Henderson who says it's so rich that they want to delete new babies, but bring in other babies from other countries to replace Americans. Exactly. That's the whole point. They want to exterminate us. And the way they go about it is starving us out, not allowing us to keep our own money, just starving us out, making it hard. And then, since it's so hard, you don't want to have any babies. And if you do, hey, go ahead and delete it. We're going to have a whole campaign about deleting your baby. And if anyone does anything against that, we're going to go against them because they're now the enemy. They are the enemy to our plan. Our plan is for you guys to delete yourselves and we replace you. While those of us who live in the ivory tower from a place up high, we'll continue. We'll keep running the country. We'll keep making the money while you guys are dead or replaced, or you're going to be out in the wilds scrambling, Mad Max style. Thank you to Michael Guest who says he voted for Biden. He got what he deserved. Ron Henderson says American get a tent, illegals get a hotel in New York. Hey, you could be an illegal alien, no English, no hygiene habits, nothing. You get the Roosevelt Hotel, luxurious, Midtown, Manhattan, or wherever that is, right by where they drop the ball. You can see the ball drop right from your hotel room for free, right? You could be in there smoking crack, drinking Modelo's all day long, popping out anchor babies 4 or 5, 6 at a time, like popcorn. Boom, boom. They got the real high birth rate. They said at that hotel, there was like between 3 and 4 kids being born a week or something like this, some kind of crazy amount. But if you're an American citizen, you're a veteran serving this country, here's your tent and it's $700. Take that. I mean, that's crazy. That's totally nuts. If I was a Kamala supporter, I'd be upset right now. I'd be really upset. I'd be like, for real? This is what I get from my vote? Americans being put to the back of the line in favor of the migrants? I'd be upset. I'd be totally mad. Anyway, shout out to Smooth Artist who says, can we please come together and cancel The View? Yeah, let's sign a petition and get these Ozempic warriors up out of the way. Michael Guest says, no money for rescuing U.S. citizens. Was it all given to migrants? ? If it's not, if it wasn't, then I can't tell. Thank you to Sienna who says, Trump 2024, the sequel, she is not black. Right on. Thank you to, I got a lot here actually. Wow, I didn't know I had this many. Thank you to F Ranger Xbox who says, Calamity, quote unquote, with a K, Harris is a correct pronunciation. Michael Guest says, can you imagine getting marching orders to go to war and a Kamala Harris run the military? What a joke. Thank you to Slenderella Charming who says, I don't think I know you're amazing. Thank you, ABL and Ali Oxen Free. All vote full force for Trump. No taxes on tips or overtime, and no more getting fleeced and taken for a fool, America. Kiss emoji, heart emoji. Thank you for that. Definitely appreciate you. Very well said. Very well said, Cinderella Charming. Thank you. Michael Guest says, just keep voting Democrat, but please stop complaining about the economy and the immigrant problem and anything else for that matter. Right on, Michael Guest. Cinderella Charming, thank you for your love bear emoji. Is that a bear or a fox? Yeah, with the fox with the heart. Thank you for the fox with the heart. Thank you to Clonest. Yeah, let's just say Dream Killer. Dream Killer said, just remember, a vote for Kamala is a vote for freedom and greens in the bathtub. A load of crap. Thank you to Cal Denson who says, I'll pass on voting for Democrats who want to transform our children's gender. Democrat policies do not represent me whatsoever or what I stand for. Right on. Thank you to Mr. Wilk who says, do you remember VJ Choko Ingram, the Indian guy, and Mindy Kaling's brother who faked being black to get into college? I remember that. That's Kamala's inspiration. Thank you to Bobcat MIT who says, rest in peace to our Chicago police officer friend. Yes, our retired Chicago police officer friend did pass away, unfortunately. May he rest in peace. God, please give him a special mention on the Hill. Thank you to Mr. Wilk who says, ABL, you should resurface the VJ Choko Ingram Kamala Harris story. Also, do I ever go on vacation? When was your last vacation? I don't really do vacation for real. The most I'm going to do is like a 3-day weekend. I didn't grow up ever doing vacations. Not really. See, my vacation was we go to Busch Gardens, having a blast. I used to love going to Busch Gardens and an amusement park in Virginia, or I go to Kings Dominion, or I be with my family. We would go to D.C. We would go to West Virginia, Roanoke. We would just go places because I was always with other family members. Summertime, I'm in Roanoke and I'm in West Virginia, or I'll be in D.C. with my dad's side. So that was my vacation. I never did like a week-long vacation. I never did a family trip where we would go and be somewhere for like a month or so. I never have done that. So I don't know what it's like to actually go on a vacation like that. I know what it's like to go somewhere for 3-4 days. That's my vacation. So I do that. But beyond that, nah, I'm pedal to the metal. That's me. All right. So yeah, shout out to everybody out there that goes on these family vacations. It must be nice. I'm going to do that one day. I will go for like a week. Now, if I don't post for a week, y'all going to be like, are you dead? What's going on? So I probably would do like little check-ins here and there to let you know that everything's all good. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to do that though. I will do that. But I didn't even know that was a thing until I got to be grown. I didn't know people actually did that. Like, I was hearing about stories from a young lady, of course, telling me about how they would go on vacations for like a month at a time in the summer. I was like, what? It'd be the whole family, the mom, dad, siblings, pet dog. I don't know nothing about that. I'm from the hood for real. I don't know nothing about that. I know about, we go to Busch Gardens. We go to my grandma's house. We go to, I had fun though. I didn't miss anything. I had a blast as a kid. Going to the parks and whatnot. Had a blast. I didn't know about the other life that existed. But anyway, shout out to you guys. Let's go to the calls. The number to call is 434-658-1220. Again, 434-658-1220. Yeah, going to resorts, never done that. I've been to a resort like recently, but not like on a vacation. Nah, never did that. Ever. All right. But hey, man, it must be nice. It sounds fun. I want to do it one day. All right, let's keep on rocking and rolling. All righty. And the number to call, 434-658-1220. Again, 434-658-1220. There's also an email in the description. You could be right here, bottom left-hand corner of the screen, talking about whatever's going on. Let me get my sound together, and then we're going to get straight to it. All right, and RIP in advance to the headphone users. Let's go ahead and get it. 815, you're not alone. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, ABL, this is Christine from Facebook. I'm actually from Illinois, but I currently live in California. So I just wanted to call. I had heard you mention about remembering Ross Perot. So when Ross Perot was running for president, I was in the 8th grade. And history, economics, all that, I didn't care for. However, even at present day, I believe that we need a businessman running the country and not a politician. And that's exactly what Trump is. He's a businessman. He's never had anything to do with politics before. We all know our lives were better while he was running it. And that's exactly what a CEO does for a company. They do whatever they can to make their company and their employees prosper. And so that's I just wanted to give my 2 cents and tell you you're doing a great job. We love you, and we will catch you on the other side. Thanks, ABL.
Thank you for the call. Definitely appreciate you.
You're welcome.
All right, great call. Shout out to her. Fantastic call. Shout out to you, Christine. Let's keep on rocking and rolling. Let's go to 843. You're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
ABL.
Yes.
It's Rocco calling from South Carolina, Myrtle Beach. How you doing, my friend?
It's all good, man. What's going on?
Man, first, RIP, Chicago retired police officer, man. That's tugs at your heartstrings, you know what I mean? So RIP to him, man. And I just want to shout out, give you a little, you want to go on a nice vacation, man, come on down to Myrtle Beach, man. There's a lot of stuff to do down here, man. A lot of places to go, plenty of beaches. You don't even have to come to Myrtle Beach, go Surfside Beach. Lots to do down there, too.
Hold on. I got a question. So how is Myrtle Beach compared to Virginia Beach? Because you know I'm from Virginia Beach. So how is it different, better? Have you been to Virginia Beach?
Yeah, I've been to Virginia Beach. I used to go to Ocean City, Maryland, man. Ocean City I went there all the time. Been to Ocean City, been to Virginia Beach. Yeah, they got boardwalk, but I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of other attractions and stuff you can go to down here. They got a lot, if you play putt-putt, I don't know if you like putt-putt. They got a lot of, go-karts, a lot of places like that. It's just a broad selection, man. They got Broadway at the beach, a lot of shops and a lot of shows that go on, legends, performance. They got people that do Michael Jackson, Elvis Presley, Marilyn Monroe, just things like that. Just shows, live shows. Pirates of the Caribbean, that's a real good one. That's real enjoyable. No, but I'm just saying, man, shout out to Kings Dominion too, man. Love Kings Dominion. Yeah. Oh, man, so many trips. My mother used to take me there. That was a blast. Busch Gardens, Hershey Park, all those, man. You know, those are always, that is a vacation. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, you just go there, spend a whole day there, get on all the rides, and you're exhausted. That's like a vacation to me, man.
Yes, absolutely.
The one thing I wanted to say something about the, you know, that what you touched on base about the slave workers and the Haitian workers and all these people coming in. You know, it is tough, man. But, you know, there are agencies that exist. I know you from Virginia, you probably heard of Tracy Labor. You know, Tracy Labor gets these people in and they put you in jobs that you're able to do. Now, I don't know what that guy's, you know, conditioning was, what was going on with the supervisor. But I worked in warehouse, man. Shout out to warehouse workers. It's cold as hell in the wintertime and hot as hell in the summertime. And it's hard 10-hour work, 4-day work week, 10 hours a day. Nothing but hard labor, man. And your numbers are held over your head the whole time. Pressure. That's all they do. They get on their little keyboard and then they come and have a talk with you. Oh, your numbers are down. Well, you know, you get crap freight. You get good freight, you get crap freight. You get floor load of stuff you got to put on pallets. It takes a lot of time, man. But see, they don't care about that. It's all a numbers game. All I'm saying with these people coming here, if you really want the American dream that we all have to start out from one point or another, you got to work. You got to work hard for it. You come here, you want it, you got to work hard for it. You're not going to get a pat on the back because you're, you know, not from here. You're not going to get a free pass because you're not from here. That's what America does. We and especially during all these disasters coming together, we come together, man. We come together and help each other, even if we don't even know each other, because that's human compassion. That's what America is. It takes the worst of a disaster for people to come together, man. And that's all I want to say about that. There's hundreds of thousands of Americans struggling, man. Let's put us first. You know, we're all human beings. We all gonna live on planet. I understand that, man. But when I got to take care of my family and somebody's holding numbers over my head and I could lose my job, you talk about pressure? That's every day, man, in America. You know, America's built on hard-working, middle-class people that work hard and abide by the laws and get a driver's license and get car insurance and do the right thing. That's all I want to say, man. And I love your show. And one thing, man, and I shout out to everybody in the chat. Everybody say this. We need a best of Ivan. We need a best of Ivan, ABL. Please, if you can put that together, you know, little bits and pieces of you and Ivan going back and forth, we love it. We love that. All right, peace, brother. Love you, man.
Thanks for the call. Appreciate it. All right. Shout out to my man for the call. Great call as always. Let's keep on rocking and rolling here. Let's go to 310. You're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Oh, this is Ryan from Georgia, ABL. How you doing, sir?
I'm well. About yourself?
Real good, man. Oh, brother, I'm so glad I got you. But anyway, man, I just got some things on my heart, brother. This week has been challenging for me because, brother, we've just been praying. My wife and I, we've been praying. We've seen the hurt that the hurricane impacted all of our people. And what really hurts me is the way that our government treating our people. It's so sad. You know, they give a number talking about 200 people that may have perished. No, bro, 10 times that amount. We haven't even got to the crux of it. And the thing about it is that they don't want to share that. But I'm here to let you know that it's that many people. It's at least 1,000, 2,000 people that has perished during this here hurricane. But what's so appalling is that when Americans try to unite, when Americans try to go ahead and help our fellow Americans, we got a government trying to stop us from doing that. It's appalling. We need to come together just like we did during 9/11, where Americans locked arms together to take care of America. We be concerned about Americans, but yet our government right now don't want that. And it's by design. But you know what? I want our people, the ABL squad, you know, it's your people, brother, you know, stand up and support and pray and send money to try to help these poor people because, like I said, they lost everything. It's not just things, it's very lives that's been devastated and wiped out. You know, it's it's heartening. I couldn't hardly sleep last night. I told my wife, and she said, "Did you sleep good last night?" I said, "No, baby, I didn't, because I was thinking about these people." And the thing about it is that my heart really breaks for these people, because it could have been us. It could have been me. I'm in Georgia. Man, I got friends calling me from California, asking me if I'm okay. I said, yes, I'm okay. But yet I talked to a nephew today that he wasn't okay, and I didn't know that, that he had some issues at where he was at. He was out without power for a week and a half. And if he would have called me, I could have helped him. But you know what? But the thing about it is that we as people, we need to continue to support people, support our people. And another thing that gets me, like I said about those 55 trucks that was tires to slash and everything, that's liberals doing that. They're doing that because they're trying to stop these people from getting help. And it's sad. These people, these zealots are out there because of their twisted mind is stopping fellow Americans, righteous Americans, trying to help each other. And it's appalling that people are so politically bent. These people are so zealous about their evil agenda that they would want to hurt our people, and it's appalling that we think like that. Even to the point that Kamala, with her $750 donation, I'm sorry, that don't get it. I said that don't get it. I mean, come on now. They want to go ahead and give the illegals a card that doesn't run out, and yet give us $750. I'm sorry, they can't even spend it. We'll spend it where? There is no stores there. Going to stop the helicopters from flying in? What? These people are trying to help, not trying to hurt. You got people. They have FEMA agents sitting up in the hotels waiting for marching orders. What? Waiting in the hotels, waiting for marching orders? Come on now, we got thousands of guys ready to go to work, and yet these people want to go ahead and say, wait until we tell you to? What are you waiting for? The time that we had is now. These people don't have time. These people are dying and perishing in the streets. It's crazy that we as Americans continue to put up with this nonsense that this administration is putting up with us. It's crazy. And I'm not, I just don't like it at all. I really don't like this at all. And like I said, I'm on my knees praying, brother, for our country. You know what? President Trump, we need him so badly, but it's, and the thing about it, that this man who is not in the seat of the presidency yet, he's out there doing something with his own money, spending his own money for these people. And yet, what do they give you? They give you $750 of my money to my people. I don't want them to get $750. I want to give them the card like you gave those illegal aliens. You know what I'm saying? Give them that type of money so they can get themselves straight. Go ahead and get those bulldozers in there and open up these here channels so these people can build their lives back again. That's what I want. Get back my money from Ukraine. Bring it back. Bring it back to me. I'm sorry. We're going to renege. Bring back those generators back that we sent it over there. Bring it back. I want my people to have it, not their people. It's time for this nonsense to stop. So, I'm just a little heated, my brother, this time. But you know what? You continue to do the yeoman's work, brother. Keep doing what you're doing. I'm just kind of fired up this evening, brother. I'm glad I got through. Praise God. But you know what? I'm going to continue to pray for our nation. And I implore everybody else, brother, to pray for our nation. Do not lose heart. Do not lose heart, my people. Do not lose heart. God is still on the throne. We're still praying, and it's going to happen. Believe me, it's going to happen. I pray to God that it will. I love you, brother. You just take care of yourself, brother. Keep doing the things what you're doing, man. Okay?
Right on, man.
God bless.
Thank you for your call. God bless you. Wow, great call. Hey. Fantastic call. Shout out to him. that was a great call. Let's keep on rocking and rolling here. Let's go to 843. You're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, ABL. It's Tiana. I
Alrighty.
dropped a super chat earlier, but I just wanted to call in because I just wanted to thank you for all that you're doing to get the word out about Western North Carolina. And I just honestly, I want to say a prayer for all the families who are missing people, who don't even know where their children, their families, their mothers, their fathers are. And I want to thank all the YouTubers who have actually gone to any place in North Carolina that's been devastated and say thank you. My church, Coastway, is a plant church here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And they are going to be working with Biltmore Church to supply water and food and clothing to families who have lost everything. I just want to thank all of the YouTubers who, like you, have been just sounding the alarm. I know that there have been a lot of people who have been going to the area and have been seeing all of the devastation. And it hurts my heart that there's not more that I can do. But I just want to thank you for spreading the word, putting the word out to everyone. If there's anything you can do, there is a GoFundMe for the area of Asheville, North Carolina. There's also other lesser known areas in North Carolina that have been devastated by this hurricane. And if there's anything you can do, $1, $5, $10, $20, just put it forward. Prayer is also an amazing thing. Prayer does so much more than we could do. And I just want to thank you, ABL, for always being there and just always putting yourself out there. So thank you.
Thank you. I definitely appreciate you for your call.
Have a good night. Bye.
All right. Shout out to her. Sienna, shout out to you for your super chat, for your call. And I appreciate you for your kind words, because I knew from the beginning that this had to really get out there. We had to really, put pressure on the government. And when I was first covering the story, it wasn't really being covered like that. It was a brief mention, but I knew, because I know Appalachia, I know how the mountains are. I knew it was going to be bad because you got so many isolated areas, so many opportunities for flooding to happen, so many creeks and so many uphill, downhill. I know how it is in the mountains. And when the hurricane hits and all that rain, I knew it was going to be real bad. So I wanted to be adamant about it, constantly doing videos about it, just ringing the alarm. And now it's being covered by the mainstream media. Now it's a big thing. And people are responding to the call, not just me, but everybody that's covering it. All the mainstream media now, they're covering it, everybody covering it. So now it's like, okay, let's make things happen. And let's not forget about these people. Okay, Hawaii, they still got some issues out there in that particular part where they had the fire. But this is much worse. And I don't want to try to make it be a tit for a tat or anything like that. I'm just saying, I just want to really express how bad this is. All right, let's keep on going here. Let's go to 631. You're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, ABL, it's Mary. How are you?
I'm doing well. About yourself?
I'm good. So we got to talk about that Kamala. She's just a clown. She's a mess. She can never get it together. The teleprompter malfunctions. Do you think she was more upset about that, or that she forgot to wear the pearl drop earrings that day that allowed her to talk to Obama?
Probably, probably the earring, because if she had that, then she might not have.
Them every day for 30 days. She's like, the one day I forget to wear them.
Right, exactly.
It would have came in handy.
Yes.
But I don't know if you heard about this. Another thing I heard, or I saw on X, I don't know who this person was. That was an undercover video they were showing. That cocaine that they found in the White House supposedly was hers. Did you hear anything about that?
I've not heard about that, no.
Yeah, and like Biden was really, really upset. And because, obviously his son had to take the hit for that because it's just so believable.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, if that was her cocaine, we are in trouble.
That's what they're saying. It's out there on X. If you look for it, you could probably find it. But that's what the rumor is. And he was really livid about that, he had to have Hunter take the fall for her. I believe it. You see how she acts.
Yeah, it's a mess.
And for what she did to those people in North Carolina, I don't know how this country can move forward from that. That was so painful. And all the truth that I've been seeing on X with the videos that these people are posting are so heart-wrenching, so heartbreaking. Honestly, I was crying yesterday watching all these videos. It's so, of all the horrible, despicable things that they've done to us over the past 4 years, this one was the worst for me. And I feel like the whole country is grieving.
Yeah, I believe you're right.
But that's it. That's all I wanted to say. It's really, I don't know what we're going to do to move forward from this hurricane and how they handled this disaster. There's just no excuse.
Yeah.
And that's all ABL. That's all I got to say about it. It's terrible.
Well, thank you for your call. Definitely appreciate you.
Thanks for taking the call. You have a good night.
Same to you now. All right. Great call. Shout out to her. Let's keep on rocking and rolling here. And the time's just flying by. I didn't know it was so late so quick, but we got a few more calls to get to. You're on the line speaking to 267.
Hi, can you hear me, ABL?
I hear you.
Hold on, let me turn this down. Hold on. Can you hear the stream in the background? I'm trying to turn it off.
Just turn it off. So yeah.
All right, so ABL, yeah, I saw the coverage of Appalachia. That's what I got it right?
Yes.
And yeah, because I saw you said once I saw the hillside, yeah, pretty much it's a flood prone area because it's mostly like dirt and like wooded areas, right? Am I correct?
Well,
I'm not too familiar with that.
The thing about the mountains is you have a lot of high elevation to low elevation. So it's a lot of places where you might be on a piece of flat land, but right behind you is a mountain or a hill. So if you get water on top of that hill, it could just come right down the hill and hit you at the lower elevation. And the way it is in the mountains as well, in a lot of these communities, the only flat land is along a creek bed or along a river or something like this. So of course, when it rains, there's an opportunity for the creek to overflow or the river to overflow, and the town that's right there is going to be ruined.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, because I've seen a bridge got destroyed, and it's a lot of destruction. But another thing I wanted to touch on, ABL, is what was I about to say? Oh yeah. So basically, reason I don't want Kamala Harris back in office because she already had 3 years to prove herself. That's what a lot of this. I swear, this society, they have short-term memory. It's like the TikTok era, social media. They have short-term memory. She was already in office for 3 years already. You know, she could have proved herself. She didn't do much, hardly anything. So I'd rather have Trump back in office because right now, I am completely struggling. And I'm not saying, and I'm not trying to blame my financial situation on a president, but it was much easier under Trump than Kamala Harris. Like it's kind of ridiculous that most people are on. See, I'm not on assistance. I work, and it's like I'm damn near poor because I'm just working to survive. You got everybody else out here on food stamps and just on welfare, and they're just thriving like crazy.
Yeah, that's
kind of backwards.
That's the idea though. That's the whole thing, because here's the play. What they want to do is make everybody dependent on the government, or you just rich, no middle class. That's the objective. That's happening right now in California, where the people who don't have money or who aren't kind of already making 100,000 or more, they're scrambling. Oakland, California is a mess. They pretty much live hand to mouth. That's the idea. Have the people in the lower class be low, depending on the government, and those who have money, you'll just have money and you'll fund the poor people, but nobody in the middle. But the middle is what makes up the majority of the country. They're just trying to make that the way we lived for a long time, they want it to be over with.
Yeah, because it's like certain banks, because the banks I bank with, it's like one thing I've noticed is it's like you really got to watch your transactions closely. Because I used to just check my transactions every 2-3 days. I'm about to just go back to using cash because because what happened was what threw me off is if you don't constantly watch your transactions, like check up on your every now and again, because what a lot of stores do, because you would think with debit they take it out of the account immediately, but what the bank told me what the stores do, they'll post the transactions a day late, so you'll still thinking you have $200 in your bank account after you're done spending, and then the next day you didn't spend money at all. You like, well, I only got a certain amount of money left. I thought I had more, but come to find out, they told me they post transactions late, and I didn't even think that was a thing until a few months ago. I was like, wow. So, what's your thoughts on that? Because I'm at the point I don't really trust the banks anymore.
Well, you got to know what you're spending. You got to be aware of your own spending because you can't trust anything that anybody tells you. So be aware of your own spending. You could look at your bank statement. It'll say one thing, but you know what you spent. So be aware of what you're spending. Just don't rely on the apps and the bank and all of that. Have track of your own expenditures.
Oh, and I don't want to take a majority of the call, but because why? Now I'm not asking a stupid question, but why do you say that?
What do you mean?
Oh yeah, no, that was a silly question.
No.
Yeah,
It's fine. It's
get
fine.
What you're saying, but yeah.
Yeah. Just make sure that you know what you're spending because, like, okay, if you go to a store, you know, all right, I spent X amount of money in here. You got to know how much money you have before you go to the store, and how much money you have to spend, and you need to know after you get done spending that money how much you have left. You got to know that in your mind. Don't rely on these apps or the bank or anybody like that. Know what you have and know how much you spent. Keep track of all of that in your mind.
Yes. Gotcha. See, that's why I'd rather just go back to cash and not be fully dependent on the banks anymore.
Hey, if that works for you,
like personally, that's just a better way for me.
Yeah, if it works for you, I say go for it.
All right. Yeah. Thanks for taking my call, ABL.
Thanks for the call, man. No problem.
All right. You have a good night.
All right, now same to you. All right. Shout out to my man for the call. Most certainly appreciate him. Let's get to, maybe I got time for maybe one or two more calls. Let's check it out. 504, you're online. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, ABL. It's Alien Spaceship.
All right, man. What's going on?
All right. Shout out to all the callers. The show's been great. And when I was a kid in first and second grade, I remember Blockbuster.
Oh, yeah. That was my place. Like, I remember Blockbuster all through high school. I remember going to Blockbuster where I first learned how to drive because I was like going in that parking lot, driving around. I remember that story very well. So, yeah, RIP to them. Yeah, I remember the VHS tapes and the DVDs, and they had cool snacks and stuff. But yeah, I've talked about that before on the stream. It was a cool place to go. And also, regarding the topics, I think that it's disgraceful for this country to not to fund the migrants and to fund these foreign conflicts everywhere, but they forgot to budget something for the people here, and it's disgraceful that they're having problems dealing with the hurricane situation that happened. Yeah, it's really a mess. That shouldn't be a problem. That shouldn't be an issue that we're having to deal with. It shouldn't be a question like, oh, is it enough money? That shouldn't be a problem, but unfortunately it is. Right. And I think that it's important, especially with all the tax money that's there. And it's good that America, the very powerful country, is able to accumulate all that money. But as I said, it should be the main focus should be on its people, and also like the homeless people in the tents in California, which is very bad over there, and like all the needles and stuff everywhere. But then they put these other people in these hotels and stuff, and it's really cringe that they want to. It seems like they really want to destroy the country, and I do think that, as we talked about before, it's about money. And I think, in my opinion, about Kamala, she's very goofy, and she seems like she's a puppet in this, and I think that she would be not good as a president at all. Yeah, I agree with you. That wouldn't be a good president. She'd be really bad, really terrible. Not a leader in the least bit. Right. And also, from what I have seen from a lot of people on YouTube, yeah, everybody's saying about it was easier under the Trump administration because all the stuff, like everything's more expensive and everything's going, up. And I think that it's really absurd how the Democrats say they're for the working people, but they seem to do policies that actually hinder the working people. Oh, absolutely. They most certainly do. But all they can really do is market themselves as something, because if you look at their policies, it does not match their marketing at all.
Exactly. And what Jesus said, that you'll know them by their fruits.
Right on.
Yeah. Also, another thing about the strike, I saw that, and there was a 62% pay increase, and some others and I were talking about this, and you covered it also. It's going to cause, in my opinion, prices to go up even more, and it's going to add to the inflation problem.
Oh, absolutely. That's going to be the result.
Yeah, and someone was telling me that in this deal they did, they also were probably protesting about the healthcare too, like they have. And one of my subs was telling me that, and a couple of them are telling me that these dock workers, whatever they're called, they make a lot of money already.
Yeah, the longshoremen. Yeah, they make a lot of money. That's a very highly coveted job for kids, even because they already know you make a lot of money, and there's a low barrier to entry. You don't need to have a college degree or anything like that. I know guys that have been locked up in prison doing federal time that went to become longshoremen. So it's definitely a highly coveted position.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that these liars, they'll go and do these magic tricks and get people to go and support their cause. And I think that basically if they have the pay increase, it's not going to be really any different if everything's just more expensive.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. Also, sometimes I'm asked if I take a vacation, but I do dedicate a lot of my time to what I do and the YouTube stuff like you do.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, my family was always, working and doing what they had to do, and the vacations wasn't really something that was done that often. And also, I do think that a lot of people with the TikTok, I think that it caused people to have a shorter attention span. That's what some of them tell me, that use it a lot. And I think that the social media, there's good things about it, but also I think cons about it, especially the young people, it hindered them mentally, and it was a perfect ploy for them to be manipulated by the enemies on the left.
Yes, absolutely. I agree.
Yeah. And I don't think people really understand about the importance of the work ethic like they did before. And I think that with the social media, it influenced them to be that way. Like sometimes they want to have, they pay all this money, and it's like they don't really realize they just have to work up and maybe go to a different trade that would give them the desired outcome.
Right. You just got to do things that make sense for you. Whatever the best way to go forward is, however you can move the needle, do that, rather than just listening to others tell you that may not necessarily be the best way to go forward.
Right. And I'm glad you showed about the hurricane. I was always an enthusiast with hurricanes because of Hurricane Katrina, and I like the way you explain that. And it's crazy how a hurricane's coming in the same direction as the other one, similar directions to the other one. And I saw on the map of Helene, it was gigantic, and it really messed up people that were not even used to hurricanes or familiar with them. And as you were saying, in the Appalachia, it caused a catastrophic damage.
Yeah, that part of the world, that part of the country is not used to that kind of storm coming. It just doesn't really happen. The most they might get is outer bands and rain, but nothing like an actual hurricane or tropical storm hitting them. That's something totally brand new.
Yeah, and all the, I've seen the thing about Elon was trying to put the Starlinks there for the people to have the service. I guess I'm not too sure what the Starlinks do. I think it has to do with Wi-Fi. Is that true?
Yeah, internet. That's it. Just internet. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, they're trying to put them there, but they stopped them from doing that. And I know Hurricane Katrina was a big mess, and eventually they had it together, but it was very difficult for them to maneuver around that. And as I said, I hope that they're doing this correctly and not causing more problems than what they're trying to fix.
Right on.
Right. Okay. And that's all I have to say for this call, ABL. Thanks for taking my call.
Thanks for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
Goodbye.
All right, so there we go. That will be a wrap for me. Shout out to you guys. I appreciate y'all for calling. You guys, of course, are the best audience anywhere on these interwebs. If you like what you heard tonight, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. I'll be back live again. Same bat time, same bat place. On Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern time to right around right now, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'm here all throughout the week putting out pre-recorded videos Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Y'all know how I do. If you're not subscribed to the channel for whatever the reason may be, maybe there's YouTube playing games, unsubscribing you. If you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe right now. Give me a sub. It's fine. It's free. Subscribe to the channel right now if you're not subscribed already. And also, this is an audio podcast you're listening to right now. It'll be available on your favorite audio streaming platform, whether that be Google Play, Apple iTunes, Spotify, etc. That link will be in the description, or just go to your favorite audio streaming platform and search ABL Live. I should pop right on up. But that'll be a wrap for me. So shout out to everybody for watching, retweeting, super chatting. I could not do the show without you. Thank you to the mods for keeping the trolls in check. I appreciate y'all as well. I got one super chat here. I'll read that right quick. Then I'll wrap it on up and put the bowl clean on top. Thank you to Fratniak, who says VA all day, no matter where you stay. Hold on, can I do my? There we go. We got the Virginia. That's on the gang sign I know. Virginia right there. VA, 2 up, 2 down. Okay, that's what we say. 2 up, 2 down. You get the 2 up and then the 2 down. Virginia. Everybody would do it backwards, and it's like, what that mean? Like AV, what is that? You audio visual technician? But anyway, shout out to Virginia. Shout out to you guys. I appreciate y'all. And again, if you're not subscribed for some reason, go ahead and do that. Audio streaming platforms, y'all know what to do. But until next time, y'all be safe. I'm out. And peace.